Alrighty, and there we go. It is Thursday, Toyzday. Thank you all for joining us. If you haven't already, hit that like button and hit the live chat rather than that top chat so you can make sure that you're up to date with everything going on in that good old chat because you guys are on top of the ball. Worst villain ever was actually in the chat first here today. Pumped got his Fig Newtons. One fake name, what's going on? Ahoy, ahoy. Suki, how you doing, man? Loving the fetish idol, the boba fetish idol, Stormical Station. How are you, dude?
Yes.
I'm glad that the Zymat Co piece arrived safely. And dude, we often talk about it. I know Stormical Station's only been watching us for a few weeks now, and maybe we haven't said it since they've been joining. We love when certain pieces end up in like collections where they kind of belong, you know? That dude, I don't know if you
Yes.
chat to Stormical Station very much, but he has quite a few Zymat Co pieces. And like
Yes.
I'm glad to, and the dude even just appreciates this indie toy scene, man. He's got a lot of love for these pieces, so it's sick to see that end up there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely, dude. Cool little video he put with it today too. That ETP sitting there by the pool, man. That was cool.
the fucking hair on it, dude.
Yeah, dude. And he's like, yeah, this thing just showed up by the pool today. Toys on tap. What's up? Bliss in the house. Zymot. There he is. Suki. Titty Bean. 8-Bit Mike. Bootleg Toyco. Uncle Spank. Ordinary. Stormico, what up? Von Fake Name, how are you, my friend? I have a package of packages coming to you, buddy. Um, Worst villain ever, dude. That Ewok piece that he's been posting recently, dude. That's fucking beautiful. I love that. That is A+ work, my friend. That is great. I think it's gonna kill in that show, and I hope you sell it.
I think it's gonna
And
kill the show. I hope he sells it. And also, man, I was saying it, I think to you earlier on this week, that piece right now, it embodies what I feel that the Wax Lab guys have been trying to push, and my brain didn't even really clue into it. Like I talked to Death and Strawberries quite a bit, and like there's even been times we look at a piece and I'm really sorry if this bothers anybody in the chat. Sometimes we're talking some shit, not actually. But we see pieces, we're discussing the way that they're made, we're discussing certain things that we're seeing. One of the biggest things I think everybody knows is like, how do you like adhere another piece of something to another piece, right? Like, how are you going to get like the head bonded to a body on something, right? And every now and then you see some overspill, and that happens, right? And you hope that when you mold and cast it, maybe it won't be so noticeable, but sometimes it's noticeable. But Death and Strawberries, he's a big believer in like wax. Use the wax, man. Clean up with the wax. And in my opinion, like Death and Strawberries and Kerfloss have been trying to drive it home for a while, and my little plebeian brain couldn't really see the full beauty of wax until that Worst Villain Ever post, I think. Seeing him be able to take that Ewok, cast it in wax, make a bunch of modifications, mold and cast it, it's like, oh, that sure as fuck beats dremeling resin for hours.
yeah, dude, and watching, just like you said, dude, watching that process it's fucking awesome, man. And it's, what a great product. And he's been very open about saying like, hey man, I saw this on thanks to Kerfloss and doing some stuff. And so it's kind of cool to see that come full circle. But just, wax is a different beast, dude. Like that is very, very cool, man. Mad respect for the fucking wax sculptors out there, dude. That is it's crazy, man. Like you look at all the stuff that you can do, especially when you add heat to it, right? And what you can do there, dude. That's fucking beautiful, man. God, I love that.
I just figured we were talking about it. I knew I had a tab for it, so I was like, "Well, what am I doing? Why aren't we just pulling it up so everybody can see what the hell we're talking about?" Um, so for any, okay, so again, and beautifully processed or recorded process, man. Because again, like here's that Ewok. If
Right.
anybody's familiar, it's casted up like that, right? So already we can see he's removed the badge. He's removed most of the belt here by adding in more fur where the belt would have been. And before you know it,
Dope, man.
yeah, I
Love that.
really, again, I don't think my brain wouldn't have thought of the versatility of working in wax to get like that, man. And it's really nice to see how all the brains come together to be able to do that. Yeah, Zyma, we got the tabs, homie. I did make sure to get one for yours as well, because if anybody's not familiar, Zyma Co's actually got that drop happening tomorrow at noon Eastern. You know what I'm talking about. We were seeing them last week.
Deputy Ape and Fallen Angel, man. Both of those are very, very nice. Dude, you know what I really like about that Ewok piece that we just looked at is it is kind of like a cyborg Ewok, but also to me, it looks like a cyborg wearing an Ewok costume, which I think is just fucking weird and cool. So anyways, great job on that, man. That's super, super sick. James Arts, what's up? Yakamuk is saying he's just popping in to say hello and that he loves you, and then he's going to leave, which is bullshit. I know he's sitting there eating fig Newtons right now at this very moment. Don't lie to me.
Yakamuk's got a drop happening tomorrow as well, right? Yes. Tomorrow being the 23rd, and I've got a tab for that as well.
Who did you say now?
Tabs. Yakamuk. Yakamuk's got a drop tomorrow.
Yes, yes.
And he made a very ambiguous post about it.
Yeah, like
new stuff.
New stuff.
New thing, or like
new thing, I think is what it was. New thing, yeah.
It's like,
Pocket
okay.
Salsa, what's up, man?
Pocket Salsa also just uploaded the store with a bunch of the boba teas.
Yes, dude, the berry boba teas. And I snagged one of those today. Those are out right now. And also there's a few sleepy fletches left in there.
Yeah.
So take a look at those.
Again, we got the tabs, might as well. So yeah, a bunch of the burial boba teas. If anybody's sitting there right now wanting your quick fix, $20 for the burial boba teas.
Looks like that dope Mexican flag one sold. Huh. Look at that.
Well, and mad props, dude, to Pocket Salsa, because I don't think I've ever seen anybody else do this yet. And well, that's not true. Sorry, we see it the odd time. We see some little homages, but let's be real. I personally feel that Pocket Salsa is very gratuitous. That's the wrong word. Very open about the gratefulness they have for their seeping into this toy scene when they're like a creator. And I think it's really sick as somebody who knows a lot of these people that they're trying to pay homage to. Like, they're dudes from our neck of the woods, man. Like the Sleepy Fletches, the Vomiting Droids bear homage, the General Porpoise homage, the now Burial Boba homage, right? Like, and it's lovely to see that some Grandma's Owls got pumped out as well. I know those are like a big one for him. So yeah, man, lots in that shop right now.
Yeah, man, and even that Mother of Dreams, dude, that combo with the collab with Bootleg Toy Co. There's a lot of like personal pieces in there, you know what I mean? And personal by meaning, like you said, dude, lots of very familiar people in our neighborhood. So I've been slowly collecting those. And I hope to snag everyone that he comes out with, dude, because what a display that would be, right? A fucking Toys Alive posse display. Shit.
Boys are ripping on me already. I couldn't get to it fast enough. I didn't correct myself fast enough.
What did you say? What was it?
I was trying to think of how you say, like, the dude is just so like humble and like so and like so open and I don't know, man. Like, there's very few. Think of the cost of silicone and resin, right? Like, even like, fuck, dude. How many cats we know that like the cost of the silicone and the resin can actually really hinder what they do? And then we've got Pocket Salsa sitting over there being like, there needs to be a Jazz Wizard figure. 2 days later, there's a fucking Jazz Wizard figure.
Yeah, right. I know that thing just bam. And they're I mean, I guess some of the pieces, right? Like, if you didn't know, you kind of have to know to understand them. But I think that's part of what's cool about it too, is that not everybody knows what that is, right? You look at that Sleepy Fletch and people are like, oh, that's cool. Someone casted a Sleepy, probably some sort of porcelain figure or something like that. That's cool. Or, hey, look, Boba Fett on some tea, boba tea. Oh, that's clever. And just thinking it's a boba tea thing, and we're like, come on, man, we know who the fucking Boba King is. We know who that is.
I think what I love about the Fletch one is my first time ever seeing Fletch ever was this, I'm a weirdo. I like to sometimes just like, when it feels like morale might be low, I like to try and rally up some homies for like a non-recorded, out there public, like Zoom, right? Maybe just like a little shoot the shit. Like if we all lived in the same neighborhood, we could meet at the bar for a drink.
Yeah.
And so you send that off, and I made an open invite. The link's sitting there, but of course, with the link sitting there, you don't know who's going to be popping in. And all of a sudden, you just like we're all chatting, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this Zoom screen comes on, and there's Fletch, like in bed. I'm pretty sure, like head up on the headboard, eyes typical, just rippied, hairs down in front of his face. And like, of course, there's a conversation happening, so like, you don't want to interrupt the person talking, and you're all kind of like looking over though, just being like, "Who the fuck's this cat? Like, who is this dude?" And like the whole time he's even just sitting there, like taking in the conversation, just rippy, just happy to be there, just like, for sakes, man. Nim Studio, what is going on, man? Bliss Receptor, what is going on, dude? Again, I don't want to. I hope this doesn't offend anybody. Bliss Receptor, I was talking to somebody the other day who doesn't know too much about toys. They were asking me about customizing and kit bashing and all that stuff. And I pulled up your page to try to say, this guy has kind of set the bar right now. If you decide that you want to start chopping and gluing shit onto other toys and painting them up to look like this is the bar, just so you know.
Yeah. That's a good bar to shoot for. There's not many people who are going to hit that bar, but when you're looking at what's going on, dude, you can see that like it takes on a new meaning, dude. And I've talked about this before too, is it takes on a new meaning when someone says, "Oh, you're into like toys," and they go like, "Oh, like GI Joes," or and I'm like, no, that's my favorite. Besides that, and then you show them and they're like, "Oh shit," because I think everybody's first inclination is to think of stuff that you can buy at the store, right? And this is hardly that.
But what I love is, and because we talk about this all the time, man, it's all over the place. And even when I like take a quick look over my desk, like it's pretty comical how all over the place it can really get. But Mothman Republic's in the chat here tonight, and like he's somebody that I know collects like Moldomatic pieces. But then like I even look at this piece Mechaduck he sent me, this stupid little Kinder Surprise toy, right? We see shit like this in our scene all the time. And somebody might be like, "Well, I don't really make toys. I make little statues of," and you're like, "I have a beaver chewing a branch." You're right. You don't make toys. My bad.
Yeah.
A raisin screaming into a mic. Yeah, you're right. You don't make toys. My bad. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
and there he is, man. There's Fletch right there. That was seriously a speak his name and he shall appear. Boom. There he is. Fletch, what's up, my man? Yeah, we were just talking about your piece from Pocket Salsa. What's up, my dude?
I do want to make sure too, though, because like we're kind of ripping on like the sleepy aspect. But let's be honest too, man. Like Fletch is one of the hardest workers that like you can meet, man. Like part of what used to be so sleepy is like the couple times even he popped on here, it might be easy to be like, "Oh, ripped old Fletch, he's sleepy old Fletch." But it's like, because he might have worked a fucking like 13-hour shift and then hustled his ass across town to come hop on.
Yeah, man. And, straight up, dude, like that was, I think, part of the problem. He was very, like vocal about quitting his job because it was just killing him, dude. And I truly believe that after seeing him recently in Concord with Hella, he looked great, dude. He looked great.
It could have literally killed him. Like I remember when he was chatting about, and I don't, it's not my place again, but he was kind of letting me know some of the shit that was making him weary about going into work. Plus, he was living for a period in a situation that when shit hit the fan, it's like that could have been him in there, all this stuff, man. Like,
yeah. But I would say, hands down, without a doubt, dude, and I've thought about this multiple times. I know a lot of people just from work and living in a bunch of different places. I know a lot of people, just acquaintances, I would say, right? Fletch by far is the most interesting dude that I know. Hands down, not even close. The dude is, not only is he like good at what he does as far as an artist and making some of these pieces, getting into the 3D printing, casting those, coming up with some of the, color combos that he does. I mean, like shit, dude, like these were great all day, man. These coffins for display pieces. Not only that, dude, but that dude is super fucking knowledgeable about designer toys, like uber freaking knowledgeable, man. And like, unless you start talking to him about random stuff like that, you wouldn't know. But he is, dude. He knows about a lot of stuff. He's been a lot of places. He's lived in a lot of crazy places. He's met a lot of crazy people. It's just,
What's
he is a fun dude, man.
what's kind
I
of
love Heath
trippy
Ledger.
is when if you because even as you're saying that, I'm sitting there like yeah, like he does know a shit ton about a lot of like the toys that were made, and even going back further than you and I really fuck with often. And it's odd because like if anybody goes back and watches some Toys Alive, if you get Fletch telling a story, you better pull up some fucking chips and grab a couple sodies because that story's gonna take a mo. But
Oh yeah.
otherwise, he's a listener, man. How often does he just sit there and just absorb? And he's just taking shit in. And so if you kind of imagine some of the circles he's maybe found himself in, being like the charming chap he is, you sit there and listen long enough, you absorb some dope shit. You know some shit, man.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, dude. And if you ever start talking about his collection that he had at one point, like there was a fucking tragic end to that thing. But his collection at one point was, I mean, from what I hear and what I know about like the quantities of those type of things that people has, I'd say probably one of the larger collections in the world, hands down,
Dude,
like
some of the
without a doubt.
imagine like honestly, imagine like a Netflix 6-part series. Fucking Year Place, DT O'Keefe's Place, fucking Titty Bean's Palace of Toys, DKE. You know what I mean? Like imagine
Yeah.
us doing like a 6-episode thing, 45 minutes a piece of just going around somebody's room talking toys. You'd have to edit down like an 8-hour long fucking session of every one of those guys' toy rooms into a 45
Yes.
minute episode long session. But like there's some legend in this toy scene, dude. And some of them like you wouldn't know. Oh fuck, what's his name? The bubblegum collector there, cotton candy guy there.
Hellscrape.
Like, you know what I mean? There's just some collections, dude, that like you could spend an afternoon in there just going over every piece. When we were talking about kit bashes and customizing too earlier, I wanted to quickly touch on it. I know you've got a case full of them, and you'll probably be surprised to bring up Doom Tracker, man. We don't talk about Skull and Void too much anymore. That piece, because it's casted and been molded, like a lot of people might overlook it. But remember when that thing came out, how mind fucked we all were trying to figure out what was from what?
Dude, I'll never forget, man. I think the like right around when I first started talking to you and kind of seeing some of these pieces like One Trick Swamp Thing, right? Skull and Void Doom Tracker. These are pieces that I don't want to say. I mean, at one point, dude, there wasn't a whole lot of Doom Trackers out there. I mean, there was a period where he had a pretty good run and he released some, but for a while, dude, if you remember, it was like drops of 2 or 3 and they're gone like that, and
Do
they
you
don't
remember the
happen very often.
pre-sale days?
Yes.
Dude, I remember
Yeah.
being like new to the toy scene, had never heard of this chap before, had never heard of anybody having his toy before, loosely knew he was a buddy of One Tricks. But I remember going to his website and being like, at that time especially, I was just like, I can't order a pre-order from you, having no idea what the work is like, and just not knowing if it's going to be like a win and when I get it, you know? And
Yeah.
then I remember when that first wave dropped, it was such a FOMO seeing everybody get those initial runs of I think it was like a pink and blue and a green and yellow were the 2 different color combinations you could pick from.
Right.
Hot, dude. Hot.
Dope, man. Dope. I don't know what the point of that story was. I can't remember.
Oh, just the fact he has kit bashes
The,
and customs. Yeah. I just wanted to
yeah,
make sure
yeah, yeah.
because that dude was using parts from like fucking model kits and shit too, man. Sorry.
Oh
We're all
wow.
over tonight.
Yeah. He had made a post recently, dude, but I want to say it might have been a tattoo thing or an art thing. Um, dude, I was rocking my Skull and Void shirt the other day. I forgot I had that thing, man.
You know, when somebody's a like it's so tough, dude. We have this conversation all the fucking time, I think, actually. When somebody's like a creative, they need to be in control for one. They're like the entrepreneur, they need to love it, they need to be in control. But there are some makers that unfortunately, but we get excited, right? Like we see some pieces, worst villain ever, or no, not worst villain ever. Wreck Shop Resin, right? Prime
Yes.
example, that fucking
Yes.
tentacled guy one. But they've
Mm.
got other things going on. Sometimes we have to just kind of do one of these and be like, oh, that'll be sick when it drops. That being said, Mr. Ordinary has some of the Centrillion figures sitting up in the shop. If we're gonna be because he came up with that figure in 2017, right? Imagine if you had seen that in 2017. How the fuck did he keep his mouth shut about that figure for almost 4 years?
Good point. Good point, man. And and that's the thing that we got to remember is that this is basically a side deal for, I would say, the majority of the I would say the extreme majority of artists in here, right? It's like this is something they kind of do. And Skull and Void, I mean, he's a fucking great tattoo artist, man. Jake Hill Tattoos. Go check out that account if you're not familiar with that. But and then shit, dude, if anybody has a tattoo and you've ever worked with a tattoo artist, you know that is not really I don't want to say it's not a predictable thing, but it's hard to keep a schedule and have everybody follow through. And to be honest, man, a lot of people like to do tattoos in when they're not working, and so then the artist kind of follows along. And I know Hurt, dude, I know that his schedule's kind of fucking all over the place. It's great that he gets to dictate when it is, but at some point you're kind of at the mercy of the customer if they're running late or they need to switch days because you need that money. You know what I mean? Is you just kind of have to suck it up. But another dude that's multi-talented dude, man. I know he's a great just like artist in general too, right?
So 2 things actually from that. One, I want to make sure I grab that Mr. Ray says because I was a mentally ill, lazy son of a bitch. But I put that all behind me. Dude, I would actually say that sentiment right there could actually summarize most people who enter the toy scene. And B and I have actually been said it quite a few times before, I know privately to each other. I'm sure everybody in this scene at one point or another, we've been angry. We're kind of done being angry. We're kind of done being mad at the world or angry. It feels way fucking better to just be happy about shit. Yeah, dude, glad to see that you're over that little hump. The other thing is you said earlier today, and I would like honestly, the persons in the room here tonight, they entered my brain instantly, and we've mentioned this sometimes. You said there's a lot to be said for those artists who just put their head down and just pump out shit and are consistently selling. Titty Bean Toys, dude. Titty Bean Toys, in my opinion, is my opinion, is almost like the epitome of if he's talking, it's not for no reason. It's because he's showing you what's dropping. It's to like kind of keep that interest on his Instagram page for the new work that he's making or putting out there. Otherwise, head down, pumping out shit, dude.
Yeah. Agreed, dude. And that is Goblin Mob. What's up, man? That is, I mean, like if somebody came to me for advice and was like, hey, how do I run a successful Patreon? I would say, look what Titty Bean's doing. If someone said, how do I kit bash cool figures? I would say, look what Titty Bean's doing. If someone said, how do I create new original characters, but using other parts? I would say, Sam. The list goes on, dude. It really does. And what's so cool about Sam is that I think you and I mean, it's not like we stepped in and he was already full bore going, you know what I mean? I mean, it was a little bit of a slow burn. And then you see once the quality catches on and the customer service catches on and the originality catches on, boom, dude, that's when it all takes off. And what makes it all work is, like you said, dude, he grinds the fuck out of that schedule all the time. He has to. I know he does. And I know he probably has another job, right? And that's the thing that I admire about those guys. And Healy talked about it last year in the Christmas show about, I just assumed that he had at least one more person helping him out based on his drops, his shipping times, the time from you purchased. We're talking about drops of, I don't know, let's just say 75 pieces, right? And I think that's kind of maybe an average number for like the cheaper Assassin or the cheaper Raid or something like that. But you buy it on Saturday morning and you have your shipping label like the next day, and then it's shipped out actually the next day. So to just, put your head down and just grind that shit out, man. And then kind of take a deep breath at the end and regroup and fucking do it again, dude. And he's been doing it for years.
You brought up the Patreon. I would actually agree. Like I remember when Titty was first even trying to like figure out, well, I think when Patreon even first kind of became more visible or a potentially viable option for creatives, a lot of people were trying to see where the potential laid and how to build it in a way where they didn't feel like they were potentially ripping anybody off. They were offering enough for what they were asking for. And I feel like if anything, Titty has been he's almost always kind of put himself in a corner where he's offered more than what he really should for what you're paying. You know what I mean? Like you're getting a lot of figures consistently from him. And then what we don't really take into consideration is that imagine having that, like having to make that, well, having to make that many figures every month. We have got dudes who all the time, like when they're talking about the idea of coming up with a new figure, molding and casting that figure, doing a run of them, they don't do it with like the consistency of that, making sure that every single month there's a new drop ready for those Patreon people, on top of filling the store up, on top of participating in shows, on top of throwing that show, which is creeping up real fucking soon, actually. We haven't talked about that in like a week or two. The mint on the card.
Yeah.
Mint in the package.
Mint on card.
Mint on card.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. What's that now?
And dude, the Patreon, you know what I mean? Like, I think you and I both know, and I'm sure anybody who runs multiple accounts knows, like if you're trying to stay relevant and trying to stay consistent, running one account consistently is hard enough. And I don't want to say it's hard, but it takes attention, right? And then you add another one on, and that takes attention. Well, shit, you got Titty Bean, who runs an awesome page, and then he runs a Titty Bean, or he runs a Patreon that's just as well. It's dedication, man. It really is. You know, I'll be honest, dude. I have so many Titty Bean pieces. I've thought multiple times, like, okay, it's probably time to drop out of the Patreon. I think I was one of the original members of that, so I've been in it since the beginning. But then you see new pieces, and I'm like, how can I drop out, man? How can I drop out when these pieces are coming out and you have access to these things, which everybody will have access to them at some point, but he's built it up to the point where you want to be a part of the new drop. You know what I mean? You want to see it before anybody else does. You want to buy it. You want to have your pick and acclaim of just, 20 dope ass pieces. And I mean, dude has me hooked, right? That's the goal of the Patreon, I think, is to, I don't know what the average lifespan of a Patreon member is, like with a certain account. It probably depends, but shit, dude, I've been a part, like I said, I've been a part of that from the beginning. I've never regretted it one fucking bit. Shit, dude, we're halfway through the second black case now with Titty. And it's just how many more? It's just going to keep going. You know what I mean? Until he stops making them, I guess. Anyways, I
think the hardest part with that Patreon one is if you drop out, somebody's going to nab up that spot pretty quick, and then good luck waiting until somebody else leaves again. The Mint on Card show is July 28th. Just wanted to make sure that touch back on that real quick. July 28th is going to be for that one.
Nice.
Come on.
So what's up, man? How you been?
Good, man. It's the same thing every week, right? I know everybody's in that same grind, dude. We're all just trying to keep our heads above water, I think, at this point, right? Like, I think everybody's just tired, man. Summer is creeping by freaking fast, man. I keep on thinking about decon and how soon that's just going to creep right on up.
God, yeah, geez, Louise, dude, you're right. That's right around the corner. Weather-wise, dude, we've been having some really, really mild days, so it doesn't really feel like summer yet. And then sure enough, I look at my phone, and next Saturday, it's supposed, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, so a week. I mean, we're probably in the low 80s today, which is just fucking gorgeous. Not a cloud in the sky. Next weekend is supposed to be like 106. I don't know what that transferred to in your temperature, but it's fucking hot, bro. Like 106 is fucking hot.
It has not been hot enough yet, man. I think it might have been you, or it might have been Death and Strawberries I was chatting to the other day. It was like 10 in the morning, and I was straight up wearing a hoodie, hood up, toque still, like beanie still on, just working away. It's like, there's no reason June 20th I should be like mid-afternoon in a full like fall attire. The fuck is this summer, man? And then what's really baffling to me is like, all the fires started. I'm sitting here being like, from what? From what, homie? It hasn't been hot enough. We're getting so much rain. Like, the fuck is this happening? Like, why?
What was really strange about that, dude, and I don't know if it was real or not, but I saw a video of the fire starting in Canada, And it was over a really wide range area. And it looks like they all started at the exact same time, dude. It was multiple fires from what I heard.
Oh, trippy.
And I don't know if that was real or not. It could have just been some shit that somebody made up. But I looked at that and I was like, now how the fuck does that happen, dude? That's just fucking odd. I don't get it.
From a UFO taking off.
Yeah, Fletch says he's in a sweatpants and a hoodie. And yeah, it's even colder out where Fletch is. He's a little bit closer to the water
Right.
out here in the Bay Area. But it's
And
yeah, dude. Same here, man. Sweats and hoodie all day for me today.
and it's really like, and this is gonna sound terrible probably, but since moving down to Toronto, like I haven't grabbed a little window air conditioner unit. I haven't grabbed like a oscillating fan or anything. And I almost keep putting it off because at the beginning of summer I was like, oh shit, better get over to the old Wally Mart, get myself
Yeah.
something for, and then meanwhile it's June 22nd, you're like, probably survive July and August. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah, wow, dude. I've never lived. Well, that's not true. That's not true. I moved from Half Moon Bay, and I don't know if we had an air conditioner out there or not, man, because it was, I mean, we were on the beach pretty much, and it was, you didn't really need that out there. But besides that, dude, I've had probably the AC cranked in my house every year I've been alive, dude. It's just fucking hot.
See, and that's what I mean. Like it's bizarre. And then, like I said, once you only have 2 months left to summer, because end of August we're gonna start getting our fall, because end of October we're getting snow. So
Oh,
that's where
wow.
that's where you're kind of like, why the fuck would I bother going out and buying it now at this point, you know?
Wow, dude. Yeah, that's crazy, man. October's here are hit or miss, dude. I've been in October's here where it's 100 degrees. I've been in October's here where on Halloween where it's fucking pouring rain. And
Yes,
it's just, I don't know.
Peter and I
Weird.
talk about it all the time. Like our childhood, like we remember if you were dressing up for Halloween, you basically needed to pick a costume you could fit your winter jacket under, and it needed to be compatible because otherwise it just didn't make sense. You knew you were gonna have to put
Uh,
your winter jacket on.
that's funny. Dude, what? And so what would you come up with that would fit? It was just like a huge
Oh,
version of fill in the blank or what?
well, you basically, let's say you're looking at like a Casper the Ghost costume, right? Like that might be able to
Yeah.
go over it, or like an Aladdin genie. You'd get it like in an adult size. Like you're
Oh,
always
I
basically
see.
trying to get everything like
Yeah.
really big and extra, so that way you could just
Yeah.
fit
Yeah.
your costume underneath it. I remember even one year a buddy of mine in high school came to do trick or treating, and he'd dressed up as a floozy. And my parents, being like typical parents, are like, "You are not going out wearing like you need to put a jacket on it." So then you've got this kid who's basically wearing like a winter jacket with like a bra and then like jeans with a little like tiny skirt. Just like costume lost.
Oh man, some Canadian hookers. How about that?
Some Canadian hookers. Good old lot Liz. Actually, I never really think about that, dude. That must be really hard to be a lot lizard in Canada in the middle of winter. Just like totally bundled up. You're like, I promise I'm hot under this.
They don't care, man. I've seen some of those videos. Salsa would probably have some good stories about that.
I bet,
Um,
dude.
that's funny. James Arson Toys, he says in Washington State they get 2 weeks of fall in November. Yeah. Pacific Northwest, man. That's a tough one. That's you know, kind of, I don't know what you call that. Gloomy, I guess. Gloomy all year. I don't know.
Well, look, I admit it, it's always weird to me that like Titty Bean's complete opposite, right? Full opposite seasons, like any of the dudes in Australia. So of course, at the
Mm,
moment we're entering into winter, they're actually getting into their summer seasons. When we're in
mm.
summer, they're actually in their winters.
Oh
So it's
yeah, so
always
it's
really
completely
fucking
different.
weird if like you're talking to them and see some snow or something. It's like, but why?
Yeah, right. No
Mind you,
kidding.
I don't Titty, I guess it doesn't get like snow. Maybe I'm wrong. I can't remember now.
Yeah.
Orbis, what up?
Um, man, so you know what? So next week, we got Plastic Vomit next week. That will be a good show. Jason and Nicole, husband wife team. Two different accounts there, but they do both work at work the account Plastic Vomit Customs, which is going to be dope, man. We looked at a lot of those pieces recently. Lots of stuff like these, bam, lots of cool shit like that.
They're
Super clean.
fast, dude.
Yeah, man. Bam. And actually, we're going to take a look at some of the giveaway pieces tonight, and we're going to show a few more of those, but that'll be a fun interview, man. They do some super clean work, so that'll be cool.
Feel as though they probably have quite the knowledge of like bootlegs as well, to be honest. Like with the toys they make, it often actually exhibits that they would actually have quite the knowledge of like OG vintage bootlegs. But then also, I saw him post the one day, it was like, you assume that based on my toy Star Wars collection, I make a lot of money, but I'm actually just impulsive or something like that. I can't remember. So I'm grabbing names for the wheel because I want to make sure that when that comes up later, I'm not.
King Dingus says some of those videos. What does that mean? You know what? I don't even know what I said. What was I talking about when I said that? I don't know. I'm sorry. That sounds like a funny comment that I should be laughing at. I apologize, King Dingus. So what should we do, man? So we got a few opens. We got oh man, how about this? The giveaway piece for tonight, Dark Rainbow.
Thing's insane. Hey, did you end up taking a look? Is there any way for you to actually, like, how do you check that?
So yes, so I'm not gonna open the bag, right?
Yeah.
But I can. It's kind of hard to tell, but yes, you can move the arms and the legs and the head. So it's a 5-point magnetic on that one. But dude, just super clean. We talk about Dark Rainbow all the time, dude. We've opened up a number of his pieces here. He's been a guest on the show. Freaking awesome dude, super talented. Another guy that just does this kind of in his free time. Always has stuff over at E2K, although I think that stock is a little low right now. But I mean, what a great freaking account, man. Super good artist. We have a green one. We also have a pink one that we're not going to give away tonight. But this is what the pink one looks like. We'll save this one for down the road. But same thing, man. The cape work, I think, is something that I always fucking drool over with this, with Dark Rainbow. It's just super cool work. But this green one is the one we'll give out tonight. So that'll be cool. Plus, we'll do the E2K $25 gift card. And I realized that Ocular Rhombus won that last week, and I don't think I've received his email yet. So if you are out there, my man, please shoot that to me. If not, I'll shoot you a message after the show tonight.
Bango. Dude, a lot of the homies hopping in all of a sudden there. Tuki McFart Sniffle, what's going on? Rainbow Kiss, what is going on? Which, I know I was talking to you about it beforehand. If you don't mind, I'm going to rip into that Rainbow Kiss at some point this evening. Also, Crashman, what is going on? Crashman 27. If anybody hasn't spoken up and you would like in on the giveaways tonight for either the E2K gift card and or that Dark Rainbow piece, please chime in because I'm trying to grab you guys as we're going. Dude, I don't know about you, but Dark Rainbow Toys almost seems too dignified to have ever been on our show. Like, it blows my mind sometimes. You know what I mean? I every time I see him pop into the chat, every time I think of his pieces and I picture him in our zone there chilling with us, and I'm just like, he seems just so much more mature and composed. And then the toys are just so fucking wild and bright and fucking tight, man.
Yeah, exactly. The work is super clean. And what Monster Vat, what's up, dude? And King Dingus says lot lizards in winter coats. Yeah, that's what we were talking about. But yeah, dude, I actually remember when we had him on the show, and he came on. I think I actually went, okay, let me get a little bit professional now. This seems like a very knowledgeable gentleman here, which he is, dude. But I've talked to him a lot since then. He's just a fucking great dude, amazing artist, dude, and his packaging is always on point, man. It's just like, dude, he made us those great Toys Alive stickers. Just sent a stack of these with the last one. And actually watch out for Uncle Spank's freaking salsa, right? Did you see that message that he sent us? He slapped some of those on there.
I did creep that message, and admittedly, I was even just happy to see him making some more hot sauce. And what I really love the most about it, because I even told him, like, dude, do the dinos again. Because in my opinion, A lot of times we all talk about, right? Like you almost want to collect them all when you know there's another maker in the scene and they're making some shit, like Yakimuck even,
Yeah.
right? I remember when you told me
Yeah.
Yakimuck makes toys, it was kind of like, whoa, wait a minute, like how do I not have a Yakimuck piece? I didn't know he made pieces.
Mm.
I would say that's kind of the same thing. Uncle Spanks actually has some of those dinosaurs he's including on the hot sauce as well. So that like is kind of your only way to ever get an Uncle Spanks casted piece too, is through grabbing his hot sauce.
Yeah, no kidding, dude. And that stuff, it looks like it's spicy, right? And I don't know if that's so much of a salsa or a hot sauce. I think it's hot sauce. Um, Either way, man, that is gonna ruin me, and it's probably gonna taste very good.
I, I
I'm
do believe
sure.
it's hot sauce, and he actually does have like a cooking background. Like it's not as though like
Mm,
I'm not saying there's anything against anybody who's like this is mom's recipe, but it's like no, like he's somebody who
yeah,
actually has like, experience doing cuisine for folks.
yeah. So yeah, if it's hot sauce, even better, dude, because I'll tell you what, dude, I eat Mexican food probably 3 to 4 times a week. Not ashamed to say that. And I cannot wait. Oh, he says it's hot as fuck. Okay. All right. It looked hot as fuck, bro. Like I saw the tint of it, and it's that orange ghost pepper, like, yeah, I'm looking at that like, oh, that's got some heat on it. I can smell that one through the fucking picture. Mm.
I'll be honest, and I know nobody's gonna get this on Teen Titans Go. Robin, the version of like Kid Robin on that show, he is so sensitive to spice that he ends up like boiling potatoes with a dash of salt, and he finds that like poof, spicy. I'm that dude. I'm
Yeah.
literally that like you salt up those boiled potatoes. Ooh, that's spicy. So maybe that's
Breakfast
why.
tacos.
Oh, you fucking
Breakfast
guys,
tacos
man.
in Cali. You got that right, buddy.
Hey, I heard this the other day, and I'm curious. Does
Okay.
chili have beans for you in your
Does
mind?
chili have beans for me? Yes.
Okay. Any Texans
Yeah.
in the room? Let me know what chili has alternatively if it doesn't have beans. Apparently Texans hate fucking beans in their chili. What is this?
Um, yeah, dude. I don't know. I know in the store, at least out here, you can buy chili. I think it all has beans in it. The option is meat. If there's meat in there, or if it's turkey, you can get turkey chili, or just no meat at all, where it's just beans. But I thought that's what chili was. I know a guy who he calls chili, he calls it chili beans for some reason. I don't know, but he's talking about what you and I are talking about. Is
Red
chili,
kidney
but
beans.
yeah, red kidney beans, right? Um,
Well, look at that flex.
oh wow,
Toy boys apparently love their hot sauce.
yeah. How about that, man? Nice. James Arson, James Arson, you own a hot sauce company? Wow. We'll need to chat about that, man. That's interesting. King Dinga says that she had quite a palette, a spice palette. Curious to see if it can shake me. You know what, dude? Here's something about my spice palette. I thought I was pretty fucking good. You know what I mean? Like I can deal with a lot of hot shit. And then after I caught COVID twice and my taste went away and then came back, dude, my mouth is such a little bitch these days. Like that's why this Uncle Spank stuff is going to get me. I know it, but it's going to be great. Anyways, hot sauce giveaways next week. There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
I think there's gonna be a civil war started in the chat there.
Skyline. Oh, so Skyline Chili. So who was it, dude? Somebody did a Skyline Chili colorway recently in a piece, and I didn't know what Skyline Chili was, man. So I had to do some research, and like Skyline Chili, that's a regional thing, I think, but it is. I mean, people just go mad for that stuff, dude.
Fuck, man. All toys all the time.
Yeah, that's that's it.
Jesus.
Goblin Mom said he's the only Latin person who doesn't like spicy food. You're not, my man. There, I know a lot of guys out here that are just. King Dingus says your mouth got gentrified by COVID. Yes, yeah.
Worst
Sure.
villain ever. Yeah, that E2K drop. You know what? It also is sick. That E2K pizza party happening.
Yeah, that is. When is that, dude? Is that this weekend?
Oh, it's coming, dude. Honestly, my tabs are a mess. I know I've got that E2K one up here as well. But I do believe it's actually coming up very, very, very soon.
Mm.
No, I'm kind of curious. Was that always planned to be a show, or did you guys that were all originally planning to meet up there end up convincing him to throw a show?
Well, and you know what's interesting, dude, is the people have been posting pieces for this show, but I couldn't find anything on E2K's page until I think that came out today, right? Live stream preview next Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. That's awesome, dude. That's right before we come on.
That's dope.
Oh, yeah. I like that, dude. We'll be able to take a little gander at some of those pieces for sure.
Oh, neat, smart. So, because admittedly, like I've ordered from E2K before, and I didn't realize this because I'm pretty sure when I ordered from them before, I had to hit them up because the site wouldn't allow. But so yeah, please choose store pickup when checking out. We'll calculate shipping. So it's international buyers.
Nice, nice.
And
And is that for Worst Villain Ever? Is that the show that your piece is for? I think it is, right? Or no?
oh,
Let me know on that, or let us know, I should say.
and then I guess they were also saying that the Skyline chili piece that you were talking about is actually
There it is.
an artist at E2.
Yeah, you know what, dude? It would now that I just saw it. It was the L'Amour Supreme vinyl piece. That colorway is it's a Skyline chili colorway. Yeah, up there in the top left.
Okay, I'm blind as a bat
Yeah.
apparently. Skyline apes. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what the hell would make chili that color? What is Skyline chili? Okay.
Well, no, see,
anyway.
I think it's their logo. So if you look up Skyline Chili's logo, it's that red, white, and blue, I believe is what that is. But actually, you know, that was an expensive piece, man. I think that was like $2.25, $2.50, something like that. But you know, speaking of Fletch, very knowledgeable about that stuff. And he's like, bro, that's a screaming deal for that. And for me, I'm just not that invested in the vinyl game at the moment, you know, to take a leap like that. But fucking dope piece, man.
You know, only because you're talking about a screaming deal, and I'm really sorry to kind of like off jump this way. Skyline makes chili. Okay, there we go. Worth Filmer says that piece is a showbiz character piece. It's an animatronic, and says yes, it's gonna be for that show. Skyline chili has a blue and yellow logo. Okay,
Nice, there is.
But when you're saying for a killer deal on vinyls, and I understand it might be because of the maker and something, but check this out. Yuck Trading Co. And I know we've talked about them a couple times. They've got some resin pieces, and they also have some vinyl. 10-inch vinyl toy, $20.
Are you what the hell?
20 bones from one of these 10-inch vinyl pieces. Of course, they've got other stuff on their store as well. Like I said, they've got like even other vinyls. They've got some other stuff here. They've got the Mobius, Lord Mobius action figure for 20 in the resin. But I just couldn't get over the 10-inch blank for 20. That blew my brain.
Wow, dude.
Because realistically, if you grab one as a blank, grab one as a paint, like it'd be like that size. How do you not grab one of each? You know?
And exactly, dude. And how do you not paint one or send one off to somebody to be painted and do a little unknown collab? Well, at least, you know, unknown to anybody else. But dude, that is sick. $20. What?
$20. Yeah, I'm with you. That caught me off guard as well. And I think we've had that conversation before. Like vinyl is very like it depends, right? Like even Grody Shogun has some vinyl blanks that are super affordably priced. Right now, even actually, because you know, when we talk about the under $30, Toy Art Gallery, I've got them up here right now, even because they're another one that they work a lot with dudes from our scene. Like Sarugamark even just had some pieces with them. But even when you go through their store and you actually like organize it, like a bunch of vinyl start at like 15.
Nice, dude.
And sometimes like I would say like a lot of us forget to maybe take a little peek in shops like this, but like when they do something like 5 Points Fest, they had a bunch of artists at their table. When they came back, they ended up putting a bunch of those artists' work into their shops.
Oh, dude, look at those fossil pods out there, man. Those $15.
Yeah, James Gromon. There's actually a dude that our YouTube channel follows his as well. They sell out very fast, and he's grabbed a couple of these. I don't know who James Groman is, unfortunately, but it seems that he's somebody who's highly revered to get those pieces.
Oh, dude, James Groman, bro.
I'm
Like,
dumb. Okay.
no, not at all, bro. Because I didn't know who James Groman was either. And then I believe he had a table at Decon, and someone was telling me about him. I saw some of his work. And yeah, dude, if you go to his dude, mini Pugloos, $20.
Well,
Where
admittedly,
is
I know a
this?
lot of
Toy art
this
gallery.
is Toy Art Gallery, yeah. And I actually know a lot of folks that, 20 bucks for a Justin Ishmael, even for them to paint that up, they'd just be stoked to
Oh,
the Ishmael
yeah,
piece.
exactly, dude. Yeah, fully painted pieces for
Dumpster Fire, the
bucks.
original
Goddamn.
one, still sitting there for 25. Like Gargamel Saphobies. So again, man, like I don't know, it's good every now and then to hit up some of these gallery pages.
Yeah.
A really good
Um,
one, Clutter Magazine, man. The Clutter Magazine store has some fucking gems.
yes, dude. And speaking of Clutter Magazine, man, holy smokes. When you sent me, when I told you that I didn't get the link, I went in my spam folder and it wasn't in there. But what was in there was an email from Clutter Magazine saying that they finally closed out the in action figure show, and I needed to pay for the shipping for that. So, um, dude, if I wouldn't have gone in there to look for that, I wouldn't have seen that. And then they would have been like, "What the fuck is this guy, man? We have all your shit. You want it or not?" Um, but getting back to vinyl, Goblimov says, "Take the leap, man. I'm slowly but surely working on it." Um, Ophelia Toys has a drop on Saturday. There's a couple pieces in there that I've been looking at that are very very cool. Also, I don't know if you have a tab, dude. Did you have a tab for? Um, I'm going to pronounce it wrong, dude. The Akeisha Records. Um, you know who I'm talking about? Yeah.
Yeah, I know you're
Um,
talking about Akashi Records. He works a lot with Quail Toy. I think he might even be doing polls for, yeah, half of Quail Toy. There we go. I think he's doing half the polls for Quail, which is also Saruga, and then Saruga, I guess. Yeah. But
yeah, so yeah, that one, I had actually thrown my name in that raffle
oh, nice.
for that piece, and I fucking won, dude, or I won one of them.
Nice.
So I bought that, and so that should be on the way. But that's another vinyl piece. Because I don't collect vinyl, I just buy it. So
Way out of where I would have been looking to grab, but I love this piece, man. It's not often that you see like almost a Vader tribute in a piece.
yeah, the
Like,
colors on there, dude, are
oh,
just fucking. I love that. I call it Uze Blue Star Blue. I love that blue, dude. I
mm.
love that, man. It's sick, sick.
I'll admit I'm an idiot. I did not realize that they had these heads tucked into the neck
Hell,
joint.
yeah, 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 dude. He actually
Sharp.
did a little video today on the painting of those, and it's just it's one of those painstaking things, dude, where you're just doing like little the teeth, blah 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 blah, flip, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Next, yeah.
Thanks, no
So
thanks.
yeah. Anyways, let's so you want to take a look at some of the giveaways that we got, or what you want to jump into there, buddy?
If anything, you want to pop a box?
Bam, let's pop a box.
Sick. I'm
Um,
not gonna lie too. That whole time that we were over on Akashi Records, I thought we were screen sharing. I looked up to hit the stop share screen and realized, oh no, I've just been looking at these solo, enjoying them, talking about it, circling over things with my mouse that nobody can see.
oh
So
man. Well, it was a nice conversation, anyways. All right, so this is gonna be from Baba Drock. Baba Drock had that post recently, and what was really, really cool about that drop was there was one of the pieces that he had. There was one of each, but then he said, "Hey, if someone snagged one and you want one, let me know, and I'll just make you another one." Which is exactly what I did. Oh man, and I see he included something super sick in this one. So this is oh my god, beautiful, dude. Whew. Dude, but the club is really the fucking chef's kiss on that one, dude. Look at that double cast, dude.
I
That
was
thing is, bro, ice
I,
clear.
I knew that
Mm,
was one you had. One, when I saw him making it, I didn't know. But
mm.
then when we were talking and I was even specifically talking about the double cast on that, and you had just said you had another one coming, and my brain was like, I bet you
Oh,
it's that fucking one.
oh my god, dude, it is beautiful. Nice. And check out this head that he threw in too, man. Is a fucking gold Bosk head. Look at that shit. Mm. Let's switch that up, see what that looks like. And you know what's oh man, oh yeah, dude. The Bosk head on the thing body. Check that shit out. Drock, that is a winner. That is a fucking home run, buddy. God, I love that. And you know what he said, dude? He said that he thought that he dumped too much gold in the mix. And he said, nah, fuck it, I'll do it anyways. And he said he likes the way it came out. And I love it too, man. That is a freaking idol right there. Look at that. God dang.
Honestly, because you already have one, I almost even asked too. Like, so you're going to display it with the Boss head, right? Like, because
Oh,
you have
yes.
another one of the crushers, so it's like,
Yes. Yes. You know, I have the orange crusher, and then I have
nice.
the ice one. Remember the one that came out at Christmas?
Yeah,
The
that axe,
white.
the accessory, dude. Actually,
Yes.
what's stupid is all the accessories on that figure are insane now. That axe is
Yes.
stupidly good. That fucking club is stupidly dope.
Oh my god, dude, look at that. Look how clear that is, man.
Yeah, and when you think of all the textures on that club,
Yeah.
clean.
And it sits in the hand way nice, dude. Way nice. That's got to be a bitch, man. With the way that resin expands, right? Like trying to get
Ah,
casted weapons to fit in the hand and make sure that they always fit in the hand. You know what I mean? Because I've noticed that sometimes, like, where I'll get a piece and the weapon fits really good, and you take the weapon out and it stays for a while, and then you go back a couple weeks later, and all of a sudden you're like, "Fuck, dude, I don't want to put that weapon in there because I think it's going to break the hand if I try to squeeze it." You know.
well,
But this is legit.
that even raises a question. Like, and I'm sure I'm gonna get this wrong. I feel like a lot of the dudes end up casting in 65D, or maybe it's 60D. I want to say 65D, and it has this semi like rigidness to it, uh, like Porpoise, right? Like if Porpoise is figures, if you think of like that, and it's almost, it's not like rubbery, but it has some flex.
Yeah.
Versus like Trash Toy Studio, like those are rigid pieces, right? Those are dense, hard
Yeah.
as fuck.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. And here's another one that I snagged in that same drop. No, this is the one of the ones that was actually posted. This one was actually gone by the time that I went to claim it. But he, like I said, he made another one. So I would think that if you wanted something like that, maybe reach out and see what's up. Also, check that shop out, dude. We talk about, hey, let me point you in the right direction on how to run a shop. That's the dude I'm sending it to you. Freaking A, dude. This thing is so sick.
Carolina Cool Cat coming in clutch there, 60D and 61D for them. Oh,
Mm-hmm. Carolina Cool Cat, what's up, man? I didn't see you come in earlier, Grant. I did get a package from you today, so thank you, sir. I did crack it open, and it's beautiful. We will take a look at it next week. Awesome work as always, my friend.
dude.
Look at that shit.
That's a sick figure. Did you ever see the show Falling Skies?
No, what is that? That sounds interesting.
It just this cool alien show, but there's like these weird mecha droids that they look like that thing, man. That is sick. And it dope.
Yeah, very, very dope, man. Helmet comes off. Yeah. Very, very nice, dude. God, the paint work on these are always so legit, man. That's a good one. And what's cool about this one too, man, is I obviously cannot display this one in a case like the one behind me. So it'll have to go in a different case, which is cool because there's going to be some different kinds of displays. I did, however, man, I'll have to next show, dude, I'll send you the link so we can post it. the cases on my back wall, they're only about 2 inch, probably less than 2 inches deep. And so you can put like a 3.75 straight up. You can put something a little bit thicker, but anything where you're going to want to pose the arms, or they have like a backpack on and it pushes them out a little bit, you're going to have trouble putting those in there. I did find a case on Amazon that is like 4 inches deep. And it has adjustable shelves in it. So it's plenty of room to put, stuff like this. But what I'm going to do first and foremost, dude, is probably line that fucker with 5.5s. And so it'll be a case of 5.5s with like 3 or 4 rows, depending on how many I can get in there. But wasn't sure if me and Bliss Recipper actually were talking about that a while ago, dude. And I wasn't sure there was anything out there deep enough that would work for larger figs like that. But there is. So take a look. If you guys look up wall display cases on Amazon and just keep sifting through, man, you'll see it. What did I say? What did I say? Damn it!
He is clearly thinking so much about that room. Like last week, dude. I know you're not going to realize this, but Zymatco is showing us one of the biggest fucking rooms of arcade games, DVDs, old consoles I've ever seen. And what are the words in your mouth? Hey, was that case over there from IKEA? And he goes back over to it. And he's like, these ones? Yeah. I've been looking at those, and I'm just trying to debate if I should pull the trigger. Tonight, you pulled a Bob and Drock, and you're like, now, the thing with this one is, it doesn't fit my current cases. But, there's these cases I'm looking at. It's like, we get it. You're going to be reorganizing your beautiful toy room.
Bro, putting a lot of thinking into that one recently, dude. Lots of effort, lots of brain power going into that over the last month or so, man. And it's just, the closer I get to doing it, the worse it gets. But that'll be fun, dude. I was talking to somebody and they're like, dude, I hope you document that. And I was thinking about it. I'm like, that's really going to be a pain in the ass. But I probably will do that, man, because it will be cool. It will be cool to do. And I took, plenty of time off from work to get everything fucking done. So
to be honest, I can't think of who it was now, but there was a dude on IG going back almost a year ago now. He had basically the like carry-out cabinets across the whole wall and like the glass casings. What are those called? There's a stupid name for it. You're gonna know it.
Detolf.
Yeah, there we go. All these big tall details across the wall. And he ended up like installing a bunch of LED lights across the shelves and shit. Mm-hmm. And he just had like a bunch of what are those where he takes like a bunch of rapid pictures instead of a video. He had done like one of those rapid picture things, time lapse.
Yeah.
And then combined those where you could then see like all of them go up, and then the toys.
Yeah, dope, man.
Like, I don't know about you. Like, I'm sure it will be. It'll be way longer than like a week or 2 weeks. The issue is like, even as you start kind of grouping the things together where you kind of want them, you kind of stand back and you start thinking like, oh, well, and you start shifting and displaying and moving, and then all the fucking avalanches that come with that as well. And
yes, there's going to be lots of that. It's going to be very frustrating. The Detolf is like that's an IKEA product that they sell out of, at least the one in West Sacramento here. They sell out of it all the time. But you're right, dude. The only thing about that is you have 4 glass shells and you have 4 glass sides. So anytime you even fucking look at it, it puts a fingerprint on it, right? And so my goal here is to like break all these down, clean them all, bring them out, reset them back up, probably clean them again because I don't want to have to wear fucking white gloves while I'm doing this. But it's absolutely a process, man. It's going to be a process. No doubt.
I'll take a box, like a basically a big giant Tupperware, and line it with bubble wrap, and then fill it with water, and then I'll grab any of the figures that don't have any paint apps or don't have any like finishes on them that are going to scratch off or rub off potentially in the water. I'll literally put all of those in a container with water with bubble wrap in it, and then give them all a little rinse, and then set them on like a drying area.
Yeah,
because cost you fucking dust all these things, man.
Yeah, dude. And even in the Detolf, dude, even though it has a glass door on it, it still gets dust in there, dude. It's like inevitable. But I believe it was Aini who was telling me that they've made a product that basically eliminates the gap in the Detolf. I'm assuming it's some sort of little brush or something that attaches to the top of the glass door, kind of like this, beep, and it gets rid of the dust. But Yeah, dude, dust is an issue, man. And you know what? Even though the room that it's going into is a lot bigger, like wall space is still definitely going to be an issue. It really is, dude. I think what I'm going to have to do is probably turn the room that I'm into now a room for like art from people in the community, because there's a lot of it, dude. Like I'm talking like flat art frame pieces. Like I probably have like 10 epoch pieces that are fucking legit, dude, that I just want to put up so people can see. But it's hard to mix that stuff all in, dude. You really need like a fucking gallery, or something where you can have separate spaces. For me, that place is my house, so that's just how it goes.
That's just how it goes, man. I would rather have it those. We've talked about it. How often do you just fucking stand back, stare at your shit?
Yeah, dude, and that's all it's gonna be. The other thing is, like you said, dude, standing back and looking at it, then wanting to rearrange it from there. Fuck, that's gonna be the bulk of the time, no doubt. No doubt.
Zamako just nailed it there with sometimes the vibration makes the teeth crooked if he's painting at the same time. He's got a subwoofer right underneath the paint booth. Um, I'll never forget this one time, dude. I painted a whole piece, not even thinking I had an oscillating fan in the room. And I went to look at it afterwards, and the whole fucking thing had ripples across it. And even as I'm looking at it going, why'd that ripple? I'm standing there holding it, and I just feel the fan just, I'm like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Thank
You're like,
you, fan.
oh, that's why.
Fuck, man. Yeah. I took a while for the brain to put two and two together, but it definitely was one of those things where it's like, yeah, of course, this fan was just fucking blowing across it the whole time, just slowly causing the paint to just do this like rippling effect. Oh,
Oh man. Yuck
big
says
tip,
I'm
mom.
studying up on museum level temperature and environment control techniques.
Hmm.
I do have a humidity monitor. We use those at work and they work great, man. And yeah, they work great, dude. So if there isn't an extra amount of moisture in the air, um, we want to get rid of that for sure. Here's something else I want to show you in the Babadrock package, dude. This is a furry little monster that he included. And this is dope, dude. So check out this Kit Bash, that Ewok with the Yoda head with one ear, and then like a different it looks, I think that's probably a stormtrooper arm, possibly. But that's dope, man. Thank you, good sir. It's a great little piece, dude. Love that.
That's a fun
Sicky.
piece, dude. Do you
Yeah.
have some of the draw like mutant bears that came out probably last two Christmases
Uh
ago?
yes. And um where is that guy? Um yes, dude, I don't see it offhand. I did a group shot of a bunch of Drock stuff at one point, and so I think I lumped it with some other stuff. But yeah, dude, those were great, man. There's this one that's got like a whole visible rib cage, like he just totally gutted out the belly. Oh my god, dude, so cool, very cool.
Speaking of Drock, might as well stay on that Drock little little conversation, I suppose. He just dropped the swamp aliens, alien swamp monsters. There we go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then always like again, man, when we're talking about like pieces under $30, bunch of those fucking alien swamp monsters, 23, more options available if you click through. This one here reminds me of Funfetti,
Uh-huh.
that white one, man. And the combinations he was saying on his post earlier this week, I guess there's like tri and quad color pores on a lot of these. Still
Yeah.
some of the kid vids chilling there for 20, Fresh Prince 23. Those blue Bacas, still a couple options in there, 40. Like, damn, dude.
Mhm.
And actually, only because where
Oh,
are you
kid
now?
vid. I need to snatch up a kid vid, man.
Boom. You were talking about Carolina Cool Cat. Let's be real, dude. If you end up snagging this, I am coming to your house.
Brother, those were gone quick, man.
They're gone fast, homie.
I jumped in there a little bit late, and I was like, I can't believe that caramel apple glow squatch is still available.
That caught me
Somebody
off guard.
fucking, dude, somebody buy that shit. Come on.
So right before the show, even I was basically looking at that, being like, "Well, you know."
Oh,
The new
great
head
pieces,
sculpt
dude.
is really cool too, man.
It is, man. Extra mossy moss thing.
Yeah. When I even saw the post for these go up, and I was like, well, obvious Swamp Thing, little nod there. And then you pop on Rotted Moss Thing, Extra Mossy Moss Thing, Dark Moss Thing. You're like, yep,
Yeah, dude.
of course. Um, I didn't even see this one get made when this happened, man.
Oh, that's a beauty, dude. I didn't see that one
I had never seen that either.
with
Sneaky
Astral
bastard.
Wraith. Yeah, see, dude. So I jumped in late and the majority of stuff was gone. God, that's a beautiful piece, dude.
Yeah. Okay, like, okay, I'm offering Canada shipping now. That is, I'm
Why?
glad you brought that up though, because I was actually talking to B to the J about that this week. There are some folks that their websites aren't necessarily set up for Canadian shipping, and every now and then, depending on how
Mhm.
social I'm feeling that day, I'm almost just like, uh.
Dude, what a great set with that and then that other piece, dude. That's awesome. Um, the divers too, dude. Those are great, dude. That ocean diver, I think we looked at that the week before. And that's the one that had like the sand in it and shit, dude. That was freaking beautiful.
Like worst villain ever is like I told you 2 months ago. I don't recall shit. Fuck.
But great job, man. Grant, that was a good one. Another good one, dude. I'm not surprised that they sold. There's one of those caramel apple um, squashes left, so someone snagged that up. Very cool. You know what it reminds me of, dude? It reminds me of those caramel apple suckers. Do you guys have those up?
Obviously. Yeah,
Oh, those are
and
fucking.
as soon as I saw it, I even actually thought about the night that you and I were talking about the caramel apple suckers, man. I don't see those around too often, but
You
fuck,
know,
I
there's
love
a
having that
deli
in my
here.
teeth.
Yeah, there's a deli here in town that gives you one with. They throw one in your bag, every with every order. That and a chocolate chip cookie, man. There you go.
Sticky sucky with your bag.
There you go. That's it on your nice bread meat sandwich. That's You know what I heard, dude? I read something and I'm just like, I wish I wouldn't have fucking read that. Somebody was saying something, some health person was saying that like one of the worst things that like humans eat is a sandwich. And I'm like, fuck you, dude. Like I will eat sandwiches. I just, how do you bag on a sandwich? Just sandwiches in general? Like who the fuck are you? You know what I mean? Peanut butter and jelly, no good. Like turkey and
So
Swiss, no good.
I'm gonna level with you, dude. Peanut butter jelly sandwiches, and even them, I'm so weird about bread. I will toast my bread and then make a toast sandwich. I don't even make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with regular bread. I will toast it first. That being said, one of the most disgusting things for me to see, and I don't rag on anybody eating any kind of fucking meat typically, but if I have to sit there and watch your teeth make a perfect fucking cutout in a sandwich through some kind of like lunch meat, bologna, sliced American cheese, and all that shit, I'm flipping a table, homie. I'm flipping a table. I don't understand. I don't.
No,
Even Kingus knows. King Dingus is like, oh no, because one of the first things I ever said to them, I was like, one of the most revolting things to me on the face of the planet. Somebody could shit on my face. I probably wouldn't even be as gag reflexive as
yeah.
watching somebody eat a sandwich. I hate sandwiches, dude. I don't. And then as a vegetarian, it almost pisses me off even more when I meet another vegetarian or vegan and they're like, "You want to go to Subway?" And I'm like, "And get a fucking salad on a bun? Are you an idiot?" Sorry.
I agree, dude. And Yuck's got some good comments. Dre, what's up, man? The Subway is horrible. 100% agree. I haven't eaten there in years. I refuse to. I think that any company that comes out and has to make a point and underline it and put it in bold and do a whole advertising campaign on that they use real meat, I think there's an issue there. I think there's an issue there. If you want to see something fucking horrible, go on YouTube and look at how Subway makes their tuna fish. The fact that I'm even saying how they make their tuna fish is fucking disgusting, bro. And I know a lot of people love that sandwich. I'm here to tell you, just don't, man. They also said the bread is also actually should be classified as cake. I did read that somewhere where the bread, it's like the nutritional value of the bread there is so bad it doesn't even classify as bread. Not that bread's good for you, but like whatever they're using over there, it's not working. I do love a good deli though, man. You know what I mean? Like a local deli. We got a couple here in town. There's one downtown called La Borgata, and that place is just fucking mwah. It's like an old school Italian deli. You walk in and you're just like, yeah, I'm in a deli. You know what sound that is, bro?
There are actually strains of cannabis I hate because they remind me of the smell of like certain sandwiches, man. GMO cookies, right? Fuck GMO cookies, man. Always has that like spicy pepperoni smell.
Oh
And
man. Well, here we are
um,
talking about sandwiches. So
one of the homies was asking, do we have sliced Canadian cheese? No, I only even called it American cheese because I knew you guys would know what that is. Otherwise, here we just call that sliced cheese. Um, and then otherwise we use regular cheese for everything.
do you guys have American cheese up there?
We call it sliced cheese, but it's the
Oh, you call
same.
it
Yeah,
sliced cheese. Okay.
yeah,
Same
that's
thing. Like,
stupid. The sticky, like thin Kraft
yeah,
singles and shit. Yeah, yeah.
which is not cheese in like
No,
by the definition of cheese. That is not cheese. But you
even
know
so.
what, dude? I would say that the American cheese, for me personally, on sourdough bread, it's the best grilled cheese. Sourdough bread, heavily buttered and grilled.
So
American cheese.
I will agree. I will agree. That is like the only use for sliced cheese, in my opinion, is for a grilled cheese. And Dre's even said it. Kraft singles, shingles. Yeah. Street Fight SPDX, GMO cookies, dude. Smell it. It smells like sitting out pepperonis. That's the best way I can put it. GMO cookies smells like pepperonis. And to be fair, the strain name is what? Fucking the GMO stands for something mushroom onion, garlic mushroom onion. Any
Oh,
weed called garlic mushroom onion and it smells a little pepperoni? No shit. Hell, even UK
oh.
cheeses or anything, any of those blue cheese strains, the funks, too sharp,
Mm,
man. Nothing should
too sharp.
smell like my plugs after a long, sweaty day. Fuck that. I'm not smoking that.
That's not good. That's not good.
Oh, all
Oh
toys,
my
all the
god,
time.
that's funny. Hippie cheese.
Government cheese.
All
Yo, I
right,
fuck with some
so
government cheese.
that's funny. More opens, or you want to do shit? What do you want to do?
Hey, yeah, you do another open there.
Okay, cool. We'll do that. We'll do Strafe 7. Boom. The homie Strafe 7. This was his most recent double pack of the Diver
Like last month's?
and the Zombie Knot. Yes, it was the slime one. Toxic slime, I think is what it was. These and the bagged just like that, which is pretty typical for kind of these double packs that he's putting out, which is great, man. I think it really shows off the figure, but the paintwork on these freaking beautiful. Damn. Chris putting in the work, man. God, these are beautiful. Really, really nice pours on these. Super, super amount of glitter in there. Kind of hard to see because the light's not hitting it just right, but there is. Take the helmet off on this guy. Bam. Really nice detail work, dude, on the face. I put a picture of a different figure on my story the other day, and it was kind of a close-up. It kind of looked like that, you know what I mean? But you could really see the detail on the face, and it's dope work, man. It looks like there's a little bit of a wash on there, which is something I've never really noticed before, but it really does bring out the detail. Really nice detailed paint on that. Bam. Fuck, that's nice, dude. I love that gradient from the green down into the darker. Yeah, the head is like a orange. But the Zombie Knot too, man. This one is super fresh. Those are gonna look nice with their friends in the cabinet. Bam. Nice pieces, dude. 4 points articulation.
Now that guy just started coming back, right? For a little while there, we weren't getting the cosmonaut for a bit, right? Or am I crazy?
Yeah, it was heavy on the diver for a little while. And these ones, and actually by reading some of the story, and you know what, dude, I apologize. 5 points of articulation. I forgot about the head, the neck that does move there.
The original ball joint too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Stormco Station's asking, how are the arms connected? Magnets?
No, it's all like original. You cannot take that off.
Oh shit. They're not hollow bodies though, right?
Yes.
Oh shit.
You know what? Well, you can see the split right there.
The seam line.
But it kind of sounds hollow, but it's heavy. You know what I mean?
Well, of course. Yeah. Limbs are in there and everything. Shit, I know.
Yeah. Dope. Yeah, really nice fade into the legs too. Bam.
I'm kind of tripping out here. I didn't know government cheese was real. What the fuck is government cheese, homie? What are the boys talking about?
Government cheese. So I don't know how they do like food stamps and welfare and whatnot in Canada. But I know in the States, at least back in the day, man, I know that there were certain products that you could buy at the store that you could use. Sometimes out here it's called WIC, and it's basically to it's almost like government dollars, right? At one time there was only certain things that you can buy, and I think the cheese was less desirable than regular cheese at some point, and I think that's actually gone away now, where you can buy whatever you want. I think there's a restriction on alcohol, maybe, like you can't buy alcohol with it, but I think they've pretty much opened that up to you can buy whatever you want. So I think that's where it comes from. If someone wanted to correct me on that, I wouldn't argue, because honestly, that's it's all hearsay on my part, honestly.
So over here in Canada, I'll admit, and it's probably just as shady as it is for anybody over where you guys are. We don't have really government food banks, from my understanding. A lot of times it'll be like privatized companies or non-profits, I guess. Those companies or those individuals will basically have like an organization. They take in donations, or they're given X amount of like money to be able to buy resources from the community. They probably do a quick look based on a census of like what the most required or most purchased items from the average grocery shop are. And like there's X amount of people that'll service. So for instance, like if you're going down Spadina, let's say at like 7 a.m, man, maybe even 6:30 a.m, the line has already started. There are probably homeless people that will go to sleep outside of some of those like food banks, because there'll be select days across the city. And in order to try and like accommodate for everybody, instead of it being like every day this place has food available, it'll be like Tuesdays you can head down to that church, but Wednesdays you can head down to this part of the city, and this like Elks Lodge will hook you. And on Thursdays, you can, right? And like they'll basically try and make sure that you're always getting like a toiletry and like a protein, a milk. There's certain items that they try and make sure like everybody gets, but it is a first come, first serve basis. And like not everybody leaves thing. It really is like, and then even then, a lot of times you need proof of assistance required, right? So if you're on a social program, you better actually have like your most recent pay stub from the social program that shows that you received government funding. I didn't know that there was like legitimate brands you guys had the government funneled into these programs.
I think back in the day, I think it was like that. Back in the day, even the packaging looked a little bit different from what I remember. But from what you were saying, dude, that's very cool that you kind of take care of the community. I do like the fact that you have to actually prove that you need to be on these programs to get it. We do have a few like that here in town. One of them is ran by a church, and it's a place called the Storehouse. And what I really, really like about that place is everything, like you said, dude, 100% free. Like no one's charged for anything. It's almost like a Goodwill, but everything was free there. But this place has been around for so long now that it's not a church thing. You know what I mean? It's there to help the community, and grocery stores and local stores, they donate stuff that doesn't sell, that's maybe not expired yet, or that just didn't sell. They donate, and people go and they get that for free. And there is certain days of the week, just like you said, dude, and that line starts early, and it just goes, you know what I mean? And there again, you have to prove that, you know, when you're a resident of our county, I believe, not necessarily our city, but you have to prove that, hey, this is something that you need. But dude, people walk away from there with bags of groceries for free. And it's all stuff that would probably have been thrown away. Good stuff that's been thrown away, you know, dude. What a great way to help out your community.
Even that, we do have certain grocery stores that exist that are like reduced prices. And I will say too, this is gonna probably make me sound like a socialist. So, you know, some people feel however you want to feel about what I say here, but I'm not crapping on it. Like God Mob, like, I hope you guys know, like, I'm not crapping on this. I actually think that there needs to be more social assistance and there needs to be more assistance available for people who actually need this kind of stuff. And personally, I think somewhere like Canada, it's actually ridiculous that, like, you're saying government cheese. One, I never heard of that, but I've been saying for years, like, it's absurd to me, especially come wintertime. Why don't we have government issued fucking boots, government issued winter hats, government issued winter coats? If you want to be cool and you want to get your individualized, stylized coat from the store, or you want to buy something of like a higher quality or grade. But in my opinion, one, if you want to complain about how like we're not supporting Canadian industries, fine. Make a bunch of Canadian grade shit here in Canada and have it be given to people who require it. There's no reason for little kids to be going to school with no boots or no jacket. There's no reason for any of that crap, man. Toothbrushes, right. Toothpaste, underwear, socks. There's no reason. Give me a break.
Right. Agree, dude. And speaking of, that is another feature of that program. Now, this one is more church-based, but there is a program there where they do it at Christmas time. They do it at the beginning of school time, where people donate backpacks full of stuff. You know, backpacks full of pens and pencils and erasers and all that shit. And, you know, the problem out here is that the public school system is so fucked that when you get in there, they have their hand out. The minute that you walk in the door, it's like, hey, we don't have any money for all these supplies in the class. We need people to donate. And people always come through, right? Because your kid's in the class and you're not going to say no, especially when people are asking for like, hey man, you think you can spare like 5 boxes of Kleenex? Like, yeah, of course we can do that, man. But my question is, where's all the fucking money for the public schools going? I think in California, we know where it's going, but yeah, dude, it's just, you know, I'm all about helping, you know, the community and people who are less fortunate, no matter what umbrella it's under, whether it's free or it's a city ran thing or it's a church thing. I mean, the point is that it's helping people who need it. And that's the whole point, you know, and I think if we just leave it at that and say, hey man, there's no strings attached to it, we just want to help you out. I think that is a lot more well received than saying, hey, you attend this and you'll get this. No, it's not like that, man. And that's not the way this place is, is
you know, obviously somebody ruined it for somebody somewhere along the way, or people looked at humans and made a predisposed disposition or like a biased, I suppose, and went, oh, well, they're lazy people. Like, they're just going to take advantage of it, right? Like, I feel like that sometimes is what happened. And so they made some of these programs so fucking difficult that, like, the people who have no ability to advocate for themselves are expected to advocate nonstop. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, dude. And I think that's one thing that we've talked about, too. This is the last 2 things that I'm going to say about this subject. And you're right, Goblin Mob. We will get back to Toyz because it's time. And we still got a lot of shit to go through, honestly. But the first thing, I forgot what I was going to say, so we'll just move on to the second thing. The second thing is King Dingus said something about low income, and you don't want to hear how fucked up the situation is in California. So you have to make your income has to be a certain amount for you to access these government programs, and it, you know, varies by county based on what the median income is and whatnot. In San Francisco, California, I shit you not, this is no joke, to be on public assistance, okay, if you make $90,000 or less, $90,000 a year or less, then you can get public assistance in San Francisco. And that's because of how outrageous everything is in San Francisco, dude. I mean, that's almost hard to fathom that you can be making $90,000 and you're basically getting free groceries. I'm not saying you don't deserve it. I'm just saying that the economy and the market there is so fucked. Like, that's where we're at out here. You know, it's
opposite fucked here because Toronto gets lumped in with North Bay, but the cost of living in Toronto is way different than North Bay. So somebody on, like, let's say OW or disability, they have to be making under $25,000 a year. So already, like, could you imagine if you're making 25,500, and so you don't qualify for any of these things? And like that's barely livable. And then on top of that, if you add on the fact they start doing clawbacks, so nobody gets off. Because the issue is that the moment you start actually making money again, the government goes, hey, remember that time that we helped you out? We're going to start doing clawbacks. So if you make X amount, we're going to take back X amount from you every pay. So why would anybody worry about even bother getting off? They get stuck on it.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, you know, I think we all know too, dude, that those programs are not designed to really get anybody off the program. You know what I mean? They want you to become reliant on those and stay in them.
Anyways, Toyz though. Hopping on
anyways,
back to some toys. How many more boxes you got over there?
Well, I just have one more box from Barbarian Rage, but it's a fucking doozy. So that one's where we're going to take a little time on that one. You want to do that, or you want to look at some of the giveaways that we got?
I was actually going to ask you, mind if before we hop into those, if I rip open this Rainbow Kiss box that I've got chilling over here beside me? I did see, Rainbow Kiss is chilling in the room there. Now, some of you guys might have been realized I haven't grabbed toys in a while. I'm not too all over grabbing the toys right now. I looked at this one for a while now. If any of you guys remember, some of these ended up coming out around December, probably even a little bit earlier than that. Do you have one or two of the Chapman Mass Bad Guys? Two?
I have two now. Yeah, I ordered another one. And actually, Mikey, if you're watching, dude, I did get your package today. Thank you, man. That got here extremely fast. I think yours got even there faster, dude. Holy shit.
2 days.
That's yuckamuck style shipping right there, bro.
It was honestly the fastest I've ever seen a package arrive, man. I've ordered stuff, and this isn't a commentary on this individual artist, but I've ordered stuff actually from somebody in Cambrian. So it's almost like an hour away, and it's taken longer than this actually took. This was, I got a message on Tuesday saying, hey, it's on its way. This morning I go to leave, and it was just like fucking there. Now, this one, what's trippy to me, man, we talk about this all the time of like, what makes a toy a good toy? And sometimes we even talk about kind of like, there's definitely people in the scene that I know they spend all this time sculpting a piece. They might look at like a quote unquote straight bootleg and be like, as if you grabbed like a straight bootleg, right? This particular piece is one that I probably hadn't thought about in years, but did, if that makes sense. Every now and then your brain would remember this figure that had like a red mask on it that looked like it would almost be like a G.I. Joe, but it sure as hell wasn't the Cobra Commander head alternate that we see on the original Healy made head swap. And yet it also had this weird, like almost when you're a kid, like Scottish dude, like military type, a beret. Yeah. And let's be honest, one of the dopest fucking action figures that you had no real tie to. And I remember one of my best friends had that toy, man. And whenever we would end up playing, I remember always just being so jelly of that fucking rad ass toy he had. And so, of course, like you're always thinking on that thing being like, one, I didn't own it, had no idea what it was. Shout out to Bliss Receptor, knew that it was actually going to be a Chapman, and Rainbow Kiss actually puts it to Chapman on there as well. And then like the cherry on top for me, dude, is one, you've got this figure at this point. One Trick Pony has some of these figures at this point, and the mold is pooched. The moment I saw that mold was pooched, we're like, okay, no more putting it off. If the mold is pooched, like I've got to now. Like, how do you not, man?
Yeah.
So
they're so good, dude.
Now Rot Wheels, that's going to be based on those like cars. We ended up giving one of those away. That ended up at Colin, has been.
Yes, correct. Great piece.
Yeah, dude. And actually, I know Colin was saying too the quality on that work. You guys were comparing it to Steve Casino.
Absolutely, I will do that all day because that's the kind of work it is, in my opinion.
Boom. Couple Garbage Pail Kids cards. Nice. Thank you very much, dude.
Was that Calvin and Hobbes?
Was that Calvin and Hobbes? Yeah, man. There's it's a Calvin and Hobbes Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah.
I saw just like one of like speaking of mechanics, a depressing chat. The one day somebody had done like I don't know, fan art, I guess, of like Calvin and Hobbes, and you've got the little boy, I guess that'd be Hobbes, right? Walking through like this long as fuck day of like going to work and getting on transit and all other shit. And he comes home finally to like an empty apartment, flicks on the light, and then on the shelf is of course Cal, like the fucking plush tiger sitting there, and he's like, man, I miss when things were easier with you. And you're just like, fuck you, random fan art. Because yeah, man, the day that he stopped going on adventures with him was a sad day, dude. And I think, do you remember the day that you were playing action figures and it just didn't click anymore? There was just something about the scenario you were playing where it wasn't magical anymore.
I did, dude. And you know what forced me into it was fucking starting lineups, dude.
Mm,
I was so into sports and I was so into baseball, and it was just like a perfect storm
thank
of
you, Yuck.
I'm not playing with toys anymore, but I can still do like sports figures that are still kind of like toys. You know what I mean? But yeah, dude, that for me at that point was the end of He-Man or any type of figure really.
Fuck, man. And yes, thank you, Yuck. I even realized at the moment I went to say Calvin and I was picking thank you, the tiger on the shelf. I'm like, why the fuck would any kid named Hobbs name his tiger buddy Calvin? That sounds like some dumb bullshit. Thank you, guys.
Hey, I
Great
know
catch
it.
on that.
I know someone with the last name Hobbs, and we call him Hobbs. But I do like everybody piling on now. Calvin was a boy. Calvin was a boy.
Can't catch a break tonight.
That's funny.
And first off, too, dude, like honestly, I wasn't expecting this guy here. Beautiful little
Mm.
cherry guy here.
Oh, that's nice, dude. I like that. Smooth,
Very clean. Rainbow Kiss,
translucent red.
man.
Yeah, dig it.
Thank you very, very much, dude. There. Now I'm curious to what I'm going to see it next week. I'm curious to see which masked bad guy you end up grabbing, man.
Oh yes, it's a doozy. I love it. Oh man, that is a good one, dude. Now painted, correct?
Correct. Yeah, he had it listed as mystery purple and pink. Dude, from what I could tell as well, tight clean it like paint apps, dude. Some of those
Yeah.
ones that he had in there were like fully painted. And I couldn't get over I know that you've already heard this, and I know it sucks when people hear it, man, but like, dude, the pricing on them was silly, man.
Mm-hmm.
For the paint apps on these as well. Like, and I know it's not gonna catch it, but dude, like clean, man. Well, like there's so many parts on there to try and make sure there's no pour over and just clean.
Yeah, dude. And that is like, look how crisp that paint is, dude. I mean, you talk about stain in the lines. Holy crap, man.
Well, and you know what's funny is he even commented being like, because it was one of the last of the pulls, that some of them might be a little bit rougher because it's the last, but that he polyfilled it wherever he could and tried to like clean them up. There's
Mm.
no way I'd be able to tell that this is one of like the last of a pull, man.
Yeah.
And I'd be curious, and actually, if Rambo Kiss, if you're still in there, man, feel free to chime in. But the odd post, and I know we've all seen this before, but the odd post that has 4 or 5 of these listed, it'll actually say like sold on this one, sold on that one, and then also there'll be one that doesn't say sold. So I would even actually check with them if it's a figure you guys have been looking at. It might be worth reaching out and saying, do you have any available from the previous claim posts? Missing out
Yeah.
on Meep's Grimace butt plug giveaway hurt. There's a lot to take in there.
Okay. But yeah, you're right, dude. That's a great figure. The price was way nice. The variety was way nice. The paint is way nice. And it's static, dude. But I love that figure, man. It's a great piece.
Listen, to bring his Hobbs back. Dude, Sass Mac. Rambo kisses, they're all gone. Seth Mac psilocybin might be one of the greatest things man has ever discovered, in my opinion, in moderation, like anything, unless you're going on a journey. Elixir Toys, yeah, I would imagine, given your toy line, you would probably agree with Sass on that one, for sure.
Oh, nice. All gone. Okay. Yeah, all gone on those.
Right. I'm not gonna lie. I was looking, there was a post that had the fruit roll-up one that didn't say sold, and I was like looking at that even before the show, like, damn, that fruit roll-up one's fucking, oh, fuck you. The laugh says it all.
Oh no. I don't have that one. No, I don't. But I know which one you're talking about though, too, man. I always do that too. Is like, you buy a piece and you go back and you're just like, huh, there's still one left, huh? All right, I'm going to give everybody a fair chance, but I'm going to check back.
Oh, dude, I remember back in the day, Bootleg Bonanza had a couple of the One Trick Pony Swamp things that were personally his from his collection. They were from Garrett's personal collection. And he was like, hey, I love these swamps, but bills got to be paid. So I'm going to pop them up in the shop. Free range guys for anybody who wants them. And I remember, I think there was 2 or there was 4. And I remember grabbing and I remember even like posting, being like, yo, dudes, like the clock is ticking. Everybody always complains about how there's never any of these swamp things available. So if anybody wants them, like, I'm gonna put up this amount of time. And then Garrett made a post being like, Crumbs Blunt didn't grab it. And it was almost like the gauntlet slap. It was like, okay, well now fuck you then. Yeah, if you're gonna tag me being like he hasn't grabbed it yet, it was like,
Yeah.
bring it over. You guys are all talking about this Meep Grim. I'm very confused. I don't know the piece. I'm gonna pull up this account Meep. The real Meep, I'm assuming you guys are referring to. Yeah. Oh, that's a cute little butt plug.
I've seen that one before, the grimace one.
Yeah, this is my first time seeing it. Nice pearlescent purple. Yeah, there you go.
Huh.
Now,
Sasmax says his local center still has one of the old McDonald's trees. Wow, dude.
Ooh, an Officer Big Mac prison cell.
Oh, dude, I have not seen one of those recently, but those were always fun. Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised butt plugs don't have a wider base, because the reality is if you can get this diameter in your ass, what's to stop this from going in your ass?
Yeah, I'd agree. I mean, it's just things you notice.
Just things you know.
I haven't seen one in 30 years. Yeah, I agree, man. I think that I don't know why that is, that those playgrounds went away, but they did.
Thank fuck though. Dude, do you remember those gross, nasty ass ball pits and shit?
Well, now that I think about it, dude, one of the ones here in town might still have one, and it is an indoor one. I think all the outdoor ones are mostly gone. But same rule applies to the indoor one, dude, right? Like those slides, and then you get kids in there that are just disgusting, that are wiping their shit all over the place. Probably, I don't know, man. It's just not a place that I would want to either send my kids or even like be around, dude. I'm good. Plus, there's always a bunch of little fucking assholes in those things, right? Like, dude, come on. What are we doing here? These people will go there and they expect like this playground to be the fucking babysitter, And it's like, what are we doing? You're at fucking McDonald's. You're a parent. Get your kid out of here, dude. Fucking shove your face and get out. Anyways.
You show up, there's like a birthday party happening, so half the kids have these weird little hats, the other half the kids are pissing their pants in the ball pit.
Oh my God. That's what Make a Ducky said. Who pissed in the ball pit?
The issue is I can almost smell the fucking play part right now, right? Like you walk in there, it just smells like cheap plastic, stale piss, and slobber. A lot like my toy collection.
Jazz. All right. Moving on, man. You want to look at this Barbarian Rage package, or you want to look at some
rip that Barb Rage package, man. That guy's a beefer.
Man.
See, I'll admit, I saw a post saying that he was thinking about doing a re-release. I wasn't expecting what you have.
Yes. So definitely a re-release. So first, let me say, dude, that, I think everybody knows who Barbarian Rage is. They should. If you're not following him, follow him. Like you've been living under a rock if you don't know who he is. But, dude, over the last few months, maybe year, 6 months, I've talked a lot to Scott, and just a great dude. Artist and ability aside, which we're gonna look at some fucking incredible work here in a minute, but just a really nice dude. I mean, it's cool, man, to talk to people that are super passionate about this scene. You know what I mean? And that when you start talking to them, and I think everybody in here, I think I could have good conversations. You as well. Could have good conversations with people in here just about the scene, dude. And every time I talk to Scott, it's always very, very positive, man. It's always, hey, I like what you're doing. You know, and I think that is, you know, and I told him, dude, when it comes from somebody of that, someone who's been around for a while, who has done a ton of different things, worked with a ton of different people, it's I don't want to say humbling, but it's good to know that people like that are taking notice and saying, hey man, we like what you guys are doing. I like what you guys are doing. I think it's fucking great. And I think it's positive. And we've had several of those conversations, man. Anyways, long story short, dude, here goes a couple Barbarian Rage pieces that are just phenomenal, man. So this one is called X-Ray Man with Ram Head, is what he called it. So we'll get into the packaging on this one too. But that is a double cast 5.5 Ram Man with articulated arms. I am going to take it out of the bag because I'm going to display these as a set. I have 3 of these now. It's going to be a 6 set. But what I wanted to show was the packaging, dude. The packaging is so freaking simple. Like this, the bag is ice clear, right? Which I think really shows off the piece. It does have just, you know, a bootleggy type header to it, which I think is very, very cool. You know, it would be great to keep it in the package, but how are you going to keep this in the package, dude? You're not going to do it. This was the OG colorway that he came out with. So I don't know what the run looked like on this at the very beginning when they first came out. And dude, this is another one that was on my kind of grail list when I first started making a grail list. And you know, once these are gone, you wonder if they're ever going to come back, or you try to look for one. And he recently said he's going to be making more. So yeah, dude. Beauty. Articulated on the arms. Nice and clacky. Boom. Yeah. So freaking good, man. Clear. Fucking icy, man. That skeleton detail in there too. God, so good. So good. Oh man. Barbarian Rage, X-Ray Man with Ram Head. Now, also in this drop, he did 2, man. So he did that one, and then he did this guy here, the glow version. So we'll take a look at this bad boy right now. This one is, oh man, it's got like scare glow vibes all through it, dude. It's that nice purple in the face. Man, dude, what a great piece.
So 2 things. Document said it's crazy that the skull has that signature BR style in the way that it's sculpted. I was actually curious if anybody knew if that was actually one of the old like Motu Mexican bootleg skeletons, or if that was a sculpted one, because I know Barbarian Rage obviously does a lot of sculpting, and I do feel like that piece, I would agree with Yak, it almost looks more Barbarian Rage sculpted. The other thing is the skeleton almost have like a purple wash on it in that one? Or like a rub?
That is a good question, man. Let me see here.
Normal Go Station. Yeah, basically, man. Right after this one here, we'll start some giveaways.
God damn. God, this was good. Yeah, so this one looks like it has a little bit of a purple wash on it. I agree. I would think so. Oh man, it smells so fucking good. Where is my light? I don't know if this one has a lot of juice in it or not.
I'd almost love to see some of those. Like, imagine if you did a couple now with the Ram Man legs up and in.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right. The pre-spring version, I guess you would say. Dude, yes, the glow on this thing, first of all, the battery in this thing is low. So this is, I mean, there's not a lot of juice in here, but just with barely putting any in there, Dude, the glow on this thing is just fucking phenomenal. Man. Super sick. Again, articulated on the arms. Nice and solid. And that's a hard one to articulate, dude. You know what I mean? Like the original doesn't articulate. Or I mean, God, does it? Somebody let me know. I can't remember if the original articulates or not. The original, though, is one of the ones that you can get. Like if you're looking for some vintage Motu, it seems like Ram Man is always one of the cheaper ones. The original did spring down and then spring back up. You obviously can't do that here, but I like this extended version. God, dude, just freaking.
Yo, Mecha Ducky, man. Nobody's got time for that. He's saying you gotta take the batteries out every now and then, or else it'll keep draining. It'll suck the juices. That's such a good combo, man. The purple and yellow, which I thought you hated because of Lakers.
You're right. I do hate that. But the good thing is that I have that blood drip one that's going to go right in the middle, so that purple and yellow will never actually be together, because we can't have that. I won't stand for it. Boom. God, so good, man. So good.
Two beefers too, man. Chunky
Yes.
pieces.
100%, dude. Solid. I mean, it's a 5.5. It's a full 5.5, and it is solid.
Yeah. But even at the 5.5, that's different than a He-Man.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And you know what, dude? I'm sure that, like, I don't know what the burn rate on these things is, like, as far as making some that are not going to work out. Maybe he's perfected it where he doesn't waste any. But I can imagine that these bones want to move all over when you set them in there. And some of them might want to come out, past the clear. But this one's centered up. Great, dude. Both of these are.
Yeah, it's really nice. You're right. The shifting. I think the biggest thing too is if like the sculpt has anywhere where like air can get trapped, right? You're gonna have bubbles in that clear, which of course is gonna distort the ability of being able to see through. So again, gorgeous, man.
Yeah, really, really cool. Man. Barbarian Ray. There we go, man. That's the opens for this week. Some good stuff, man. We still got a lot of stuff to look at as far as giveaways. We'll go through those a little bit quicker.
I was gonna say, before even showing off all the giveaway stuff, do you want to give away that dark rainbow piece?
You know what, dude? Let's hold on to the dark rainbow. Let's do the E2K gift card.
I love it.
Yeah, we're gonna make you guys wait.
The old Edgens. I will do a quick little screen share of the random wheel name, whatever. Yeah, Karma wheel.
That one thing.
I've been kind of go through it and grab it. I know I did kind of mention to you guys earlier on to chime in if you hadn't already chimed in to try and get you on that wheel. So we've got the wheel pulled up. It's going to be Bliss Receptor, Fletch Sanovic, Nim Studios, Mr. Ordinary, Suki, Uncle Spinning, Mothman Republic, Monster Bat Toys, Stormical Station, Jasmine Wizard, Zamako, Colin Hasbin, James Arson Toys, Drea Zeta, Street Fight SPDX, Dylan Clement, Jason Paul, Worst Villain, Everett Goblin, Carolina Cool Cat, Titty Bean, Brett Porpoise, King Dingus, Bomber Rock, Von Fake Name, Folklorian, Hell Radical Toys, Monster Bat Toys. I think I just had in there twice. Yes, I do. Rambo Kiss, Dookie McFart Sniffle, Elixir Toys. So I feel like there's a lot more of you in here than I actually grabbed. Yakamuck, somehow I don't have you on the wheel. My apologies, good sir.
Yakamuck. Worst Villain Ever says that he carved down the skeleton from the original body of a Ram Man. That is crazy, dude. That is very cool. I would like to ask Scott about that and just see what that process was. Sure, it wasn't easy.
Well, the original Ram Man wouldn't have been a hollow body, and then that's how you allow the legs to spring up and inside. So like you'd have to almost Dremel off the head.
Good point. You're right. It is a hollow body because of that. Exactly what you said. Interesting.
The bones auto align thanks to the mold tooling, saving geometry from the carved figure. Sathmac. Yeah, sorry about that, homie. I even saw your comment earlier about how you've been waking up, falling asleep, waking up, falling asleep. Castoria man, then carve it down. Oh, there we go. Fuck yeah. Okay. My brain works sometimes.
That makes sense.
Wax casting, no doubt. People always forgetting to get you your toys. Where's that one? Suki cast from the hollow core cast. Oh, that would be a smart way of doing it too. Fuck, man. I'm glad your guys' brains are all kind of thinking on this now.
Yeah.
I would definitely say that's like a good little example of where, like, you know, every now and then you look at a piece, you can't maybe understand like how much is going into it until we start kind of breaking it down. And it's like, oh shit, homie really like bumped the lamp on that piece. All right, nobody else calling me out on missing them, so I'm gonna give that spin here in a second for that E2K gift card. Oh, Crashman, sorry, thank you, caught you in time.
Man,
Present.
nice.
Took me a second there to realize what you meant by present. But you were doing roll call. You should do the duck face sometimes for shits and giggles. The duck race. I'm not familiar. Oh, Pocket Salsa. Thank you very much, dude. My apologies. How'd you even catch that? Keep your eyes on the road, dog.
Shouldn't you be driving?
That's what I was thinking. All right. All right. Colin. Did I miss Colin? Has been? Oh, you're there. Good. All right. Dude, Sasmac, man, those kaijus, the full set, the full run, killing it, man.
Yeah.
All right,
Agreed.
I'm giving her a little spin. 34 entries, 34 watching now. So we should have everything. It's like a raffle wheel with ducks in a river.
Yeah. He's parked. I had a kid.
Oh, what is up with the universe, man? Pocket Salsa, congratulations that you parked because you're getting that $25 E2K gift card.
Nice. Nice. Shoot me your email, my dude.
Do you think, like, anybody who knows technology better, do you think Google hears? Does Google know? Do they hear us saying these names and that, and then it plays into the, like, I sound like a fucking weirdo. Stripe 7, man, we can discuss it after if you want. The conspiracy of Google listening to the wheel.
Yeah, dude. It's, you know what, man? I got this Google Assistant in my car and I said the word Google the other day and it turned on and it, like, you know, it's listening to me. And I'm like, fuck, man, now I gotta fucking be careful every time I say Google, because once you say Google, that thing fucking turns on. And it's like, what'd you say? What'd you just ask me? I don't know.
As much as I hate those things, man, I don't even know why. I know my phone probably hears me. I know those things, and I know that I'm not doing anything cool enough for any device to give a shit about the information it's getting from me. Still don't like it.
You know what's funny, dude, is one of the biggest proponents of just that type of technology in general is Hurt Toys. And I've known Hurt Toys since I was 13 years old, man. So I'm confident that he would agree with this, and I'm okay saying it. He was anti everything for years. I'm talking bank accounts, IP address, whatever, anything that's trackable. No, I want no piece of it. And then one day it was like, and I don't even know what brought it up, bro. It might have been like that targeted advertising on Instagram where next thing you know, we're talking about something. The next thing you know, he's getting an ad about it the next day, right? And he just threw his hands up and he's like, I give up, man. I give up. There's no way to stop it. And he said, and honestly, they probably know everything anyways, which he's probably right. And it's just funny, dude, to see it change just like that, to go from, you know, basically living on the moon to like, whatever, dude, just whatever, just take it, you know, just leave me alone.
I admittedly, every now and then I feel as though, like, the social commentary on cartoons, I think, is what I like so much about cartoons. And there's a Family Guy where basically like Chris is like us, right? He's having that moment where he's kind of like, no, like the Google Homes, the Alexas, like I don't do it, not happening. And so him and like as they're leaving, and he's just had this thing where he tells Stewie, like, I'm not gonna be touching that shit. They go to leave the house, and then like shows his two CIA agents. They're like, all right, well, we've got Stewie leaving, but we still have no target on Chris Griffin. And it shows like everybody else in the world, but like Chris doesn't use Google's or whatever. And then like they're at a party later, and Stewie's like, hey Chris, I want to go home or some shit like that. And of course, right away the guy's in the CIA place because he's like, Stewie, you said my name, and there's a Google Home in this place. And the guys in the CIA are like, we got him, sir. We finally got him. They're like tagged him now on the. It's like, yeah, what's like, what am I doing? What am I doing that I'm worried that the government knows where the fuck I am if they ever even gave a shit? You know what I mean? All they want to know is like the people in this area make about that much, and they most commonly buy Hershey crisps. You know, like that's all they really want to know. What are you buying? And what demographic?
And I think right. And I think the main thing that they want to know is, hey, are they still alive? Because if you're still alive, you owe us 40% of what you make. So we're just checking to make sure that you're still alive. Just keep sending that money, buddy, and don't try to get out of it. You know, I saw a commercial and it was fucking hilarious, dude. It wasn't a commercial. It might have been a comedian or something like that. I don't know what it was, but they were talking about just like the whole concept of taxes, right? And what the IRS knows versus what we have to do, right? So they know exactly what we owe them. If we owe them taxes, they know it, right? Yet they send us a form and say, what do you think you owe us? And you're going to figure it out yourself. And if you get it wrong, there's a penalty for that. We know the answer. We want to see if you know the answer. It's like, bro, I didn't know this was a fucking test, a closed test.
Not to mention, I have never once in my life done my taxes and the government went, oh, we're so sorry. You assumed that you were going to owe us some money, but it turns out we owe you a bunch. Our bad. Yeah. No, they go, oh, that's what you think? Okay. Looks good to us. You know what I mean? It's like, I've totally had, like, even like my parents, I remember when I was like 20, they were kind of like, you do your own taxes? Like, yeah. They're like, have you ever had anybody like do your taxes for you? And then you sit down with somebody and like they kind of show you and tell you certain things that you're just not doing or didn't know were even fucking claimable or and something you're like, oh, so for once I'm getting money back instead of giving money. Okay. Like, it's weird, man. And I agree with you. It's almost kind of like, why is it on us to try and like figure out what the fuck we owe you for the fact that apparently throughout the last year, you didn't even have things priced accordingly based on what I was paying anyways.
You know, and it's like, if I owe you money, send me a bill, man. Send me a breakdown of how it all works, and I'll pay it. If I owe it, man. But like, just like that whole concept of like, no, you tell us, and if it's wrong, you're fucked. We already know, but you're gonna need to tell us. It's stupid, dude. Taxes, you know. Don't you love it, dude, when people are just like, hey, you know, taxes are optional, right? You know, you don't have to pay taxes. Well, yeah, I guess you don't. But also, if you like your fucking freedom and you like getting a paycheck, then you're probably going to have to pay taxes. I mean, if anybody knows a way around that, let me know.
Taxes I get, but I'll be honest, like, so we got this thing in North Bay, maybe it's more prevalent, but you know, like a census report. You know, somebody comes around, they want you to fucking fill out the little census, tell them like how many people in your house, average income, all that other shit. I don't fill those out. I one time actually had people coming to my house repeatedly, and one day the one lady was like, well, you have to. And I'm actually like, I have to fill out the census report, or what? You're going to bring me to jail? And she's like, what? Well, I was like, so cops are going to show up? You're going to call the cops on me for not filling out my census? And you're like, yeah, that's what I thought. You just closed the door in their face. You're just like, how brainwashed are you that you actually think some kind of like SS is going to show up at my house because I'm not telling them how many people live here and how much we make and if I'm a male or a female? Like, get the fuck out of here.
Get out of here. Get out of here with that nonsense.
All toys all the time. You want to show off some of the giveaway pieces coming up in the next few weeks?
Yeah, dude. So we got a lot. We're going to go through these. Some of these I'm going to pause on a little bit because we got to just like kind of take in the glory. But yeah, we got a lot of cool shit. So first and foremost, it was this dark rainbow piece. So that's just like the piece that was given out tonight, but it's in pink, 5 pieces of magnetic articulation. Dope. Here's the other thing that's dope about this. And you and I were having a good conversation about this before the show. We were talking about pricing. I believe you'd have to go back in the on his post. Look at that art on the back, dude. That's dope. And it also comes with a sticker. And I had the sticker out here. a little while ago. I don't know where I put it, but there's a sticker of this figure kind of tucked back in there. But anyways, I think on this drop, these were 35, something like that, which for the quality and what you're getting here is phenomenal. We were talking about value. I honestly don't think there is, when it's set up like this and the quality that it is, I mean, it's hard to say that there's a better value than that. So anyway, someone's going to win this for free, but I'm just saying, if they come up for sale again and they're 30 or 35 bucks, I think you're crazy if you don't get one. Anyway, so that's one. Oh, we got a lot of stuff.
And
Yeah.
This comes up all the time because, and even actually the prime example, Jackson Pollock. I promise you for years, people have looked at his work and gone, how the fuck does that sell for millions, right? And that's what's always so tough. And I think one of the things we were talking about with the pricing thing today with toys is a lot of these are toys, some of these are art toys, some of these are designer toys, some of these are indie art. It all depends on how you see what you're making. That can also be a big thing. That does have the element of art. There's oftentimes that element of craftsmanship. So it kind of enters into all these weird different categories. We've said it a billion times on here, like the piece is worth what somebody's willing to pay for the piece. But when it comes down to you and I, we are currently sitting here at our computers or on our phones. We are on Instagram. We have, let's say, 50 bucks, 50 USD to spend on a toy. And my options are that right there that you just showed for 30 or 35, or something else that maybe it doesn't hit for me the same quality or the same like, I don't know, luster. Doesn't have that same pop, right? For 50 USD, I'm personally going to pick the one that one speaks to me more and goes, whoa, that's a crazy good figure, or less money. And then there's also times I'm sure you and I would have to agree, you grab a piece, the maker is not charging what they probably should for that piece, and you're sending them what you're kind of like, hey man, a piece like that typically goes for about this. I'm gonna send you a bit more because I think that piece is underpriced.
It's worth it. Yeah. No, I agree, man. And what's wild about this scene is that all the reasons that you listed why you would buy that, the cheaper piece, I think that you'd find people out there that would give you similar reasons of why they're buying the other piece. You know what I mean? It's so subjective like that. But there does come a point to where it's just like, and I don't want to say, so I'm going to say it doesn't add up because I think that sounds negative. But sometimes when you take two things that like exactly what you're talking about, you're like, okay, now how does that make sense? Well, we'll probably never get that answer. So you just have to accept it,
And the reality is again, that Jackson Pollock piece, I might look at that in the museum and going, I would never pay $1 million for that. But imagine if it just so happened I stumbled on a Banksy piece of brick from a demolished building, and I knew that chunk was from a Banksy piece. And I got that all of a sudden on a shelf. And somebody might look at that random brick or something and go, the fuck is that? And you're like, that's a Banksy painted brick, dude. Like that's from a piece that no longer exists out there from a Banksy piece. And to you, that might be like there's no monetary value you could place on it. Right. So and on top of that, like, I don't know, dude. Again, it's just tough. Like art becomes one of those things where you can't look at the dude who threw paint on a canvas and then the dude who spent 50 years meticulously painting out the Sistine Chapel or something and go, oh, well, he's better. That's just not how it works.
Right. And, and then as far as the pricing goes too, man, like that brick, that Banksy brick that you're talking about, right? You could say, what if they had a price tag on it of 50 grand and you're like, and someone's like, that's fucking outrageous, dude. 50 grand for a brick. That's fucking stupid. It has one little small painting on it. And you and I, or people who know, would look at that and be like, 50 grand, that's a fucking steal, bro. Like you could flip that motherfucker for like a lot right now, or have it in your piece. I bet you could get 250K for that right now, and people they wouldn't understand. They'd be like, well, that's wild. I would never buy that. But
I know for a fact in the time you and I have been in toys, we have probably seen pieces that they didn't speak to us at 25, but they sold out. They didn't speak to us at 40 the next run, but they sold out. They didn't speak to us when they ended up dropping that third one for 75, but they sold out.
Yeah.
Of course, they're pricing up. The cost of living has gone up. The inflation on materials has gone up, and they're selling out every fucking time. Doesn't matter if you and I think it's worth it at the 25 if they're selling out at 100.
Right. If they're getting it, then why stop? Right. And it's just such a tricky thing, man. And Sazmac, dude, I think that's probably the realest comment that I've seen as far as pricing goes, man. Bang for your bucks has a sweet spot. I agree. I agree, dude. There is a very fine line, and that's the thing, dude. It's a very individual choice on where that line is drawn. On, nah, that's too much. Nah, that's too much. I'm not going to pay that. You know.
I will say though, me and other people have discussed it. The moment something goes over 50 USD, you're pondering it quite like a lot heavier. Over 50 USD plus shipping, it's now a do I need it?
Well, especially for you when the conversion rates are just so bizarre, dude. You know what I mean? Like, let's not even touch that subject. Holy shit, dude.
I know you guys hate. I know it's because it sounds so bizarre. It probably sounds like I'm bitching all the time, and I really don't want it to come off that way because it's not. But I'm actually going to do a quick share screen here because I do.
Are you going to talk about the Rambo Kiss piece?
No.
Tell everybody what you paid for that in Canadian. I know what it is.
I'd rather not because the maker might be in the chat and they don't know. And it was very fairly priced. But I'm going to kind of show you guys a little bit of a similar, right?
Oh my God. Yes.
I'm over at the Basement Puke website because I really like Basement Puke. I think they're a really fun maker and I really like this new Derek piece. And I thought to myself, like, this Derek piece looks pretty fucking sick, right? 15 USD. When I went to check out with this, it was 53 Canadian on PayPal. So if that puts it in perspective for you guys a little bit, when like, I don't mean to bitch, but if it seems like I'm pretty selective on when I'm grabbing certain things, consider for a second a $15 Safubi was going to cost me 53 Canadian on PayPal. It's not as simple as 15. And I'm not saying this maker should price lower because 15 is like the lowest scale we see in our community. But that is how it ends up going. Like, I don't know how to, and like what kind of bites is like, I don't necessarily want to put even like but look at shipping estimate for Canada, $36.99. Proceed to checkout. Wow. If I were to, or we can go back, does it give me the estimated total there for a second? Again, I'm not even trying to complain. But again, for a $15 Safubi, to understand that that's going to end up being that like, oh, I'm on the Toyz Live right now. Continue as guest. And yeah, Canadian money is worthless against the US. Fuck it. I'm not filling all that shit out right now. But yeah, it's staggering the difference because and even King Dingus is now kind of seeing it because they're interested in this toy scene. So they're kind of like, hey, I'm kind of interested in that as well. But they even made the same comment. They were like, dude, I went to pull up one the other day, and at first you're like, well, 15, like that's nothing. Like, why wouldn't I? Like, that seems totally fair. And still you do the conversion and you see the PayPal fees and yeah.
It sucks, man. I mean, it does. And we've talked about it before on the shittiest part is that it detracts people from buying. The shipping is just a motherfucker, dude, especially when you start getting into international stuff. It's crazy, man. I do have a quick shipping story real quick, dude. There's a piece that will I should have fuck, dude, I don't even have it in front of me. That was really stupid. I bought a Healy piece on eBay, and I'm still blown away. Number one, that it's a Healy piece. It's a bagged Healy piece from 2012. It's so old that the header card on it says Healy's plural with an S. And that's something that he stopped years ago. but it's bagged. It was $40 shipped from Japan. I shit you not, dude. The minute it left Japan, it was at my doorstep within 48 hours. And I took a screenshot of it. It came from DHL. I took a screenshot of it. I started getting texts about a delivery, and I'm just like, well, obviously they're not talking about this because that's way too soon. And sure as shit, dude, it showed up at my house 2 days later, and I couldn't believe it. I'm like, well, obviously they're shipping from the States somewhere. Absolutely not. Pickup point, it was in Japan. And it switched hands. It went from like Japan to Ohio to Sacramento to Vacaville. And I took a screenshot. Maybe we'll look at that next week, dude. That would be cool to look at. But it shows you how fast it moved through the United States. So I think it just got on a wave and got here. And the shipping was like, dude, I'm telling you, bro, like $40 a Healy 3.75 piece from 2012 bagged for $40 shipped from Japan. Blew my mind. I thought it was fake, but it's real. So anyways, that's a positive story about shipping. Most of the time, the shipping stories internationally are fucked, and it starts with the pricing. So, you know, I don't know. There's no really good way around it. People ask me about shipping all the time. I don't know what the best option is. For me, it's the United States Post Office, but I know you don't have the United States Post Office in fucking Canada. So, you know, it doesn't really work like that. Yeah, dude, probably took 15 for the fig itself after the shipping. That's crazy. That's what I'm saying, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't get it. And it looks like it came out of a store, like an actual store. Storm Station Pirate Ship is great. I've heard good reviews about Pirate Ship. General Porpoise swears by it. So that's another good one. All right, moving on. Here's some that I think I just showed you today, man. Now this is one. This is actually 4 separate pieces, so we'll go through them real quick. But these are from Barely Human. So Barely Human, thank you. I don't think they're watching right now. I will reach out to them and tell them that we did receive the package. But yeah, dude, these are pieces directly from Barely Human. What's really cool about these pieces is they sell out all the time, man. Most of the time when I see these online, by the time I go and get them, they're gone. And if you guys follow Barely Human or know about his work, you will know as well that they sell out pretty quick. So the first thing that we got is a chooch. Bam, that card is sick. Little chooch there. Planetoid Combat Fighter Wave 3. I think we were even talking about these last show. Planetoid Fighter. Bam, that's another one. Here's another Planetoid Fighter, Wave 2. These are all vinyls. These are, I would say, probably 4-inch. Sick. Bam. Jazzwit says he loves United States Postal Service and he loves his letter carrier. Yes, I agree, man. My postal guy is absolutely phenomenal as well. And another postal worker, Ordinary Toys. So shout out to the postal workers of America, especially you, Ed. Appreciate you, bud. Here's another one, dude. This is a dope one. The Grim Reaper 5-inch soft vinyl action figure. Bam, that's a dope one, man. I think that one glows too. It's sick. Very cool. So, bam, these are all from Barely Human. Nice, nice spread. We will give those out gradually. So we'll have a nice steady stream of Barely Human pieces. Also with the Barely Human pieces they did send a nice little stack of stickers here. Barely Human, bam. Bliss, right on. Thank you for coming in, my friend. Planetoid Fighter. There's a bunch of stickers in there too. So nice from Barely Human. Very cool. We'll keep going.
Barely Human too. We were talking about the other day. They're basically like in my opinion, they're almost kind of that level of Garden State Kaiju, right? There's certain individuals who they just watch out for those drops every time. And a lot of times
Yeah.
it's interesting for me when I see vets get hyped up on new pieces or new work coming out. So I think those are definitely ones that like Killer, Simeon Cheese, all those dudes, like they were all hyped up on it when they were first dropping.
Yeah, agreed, man. And with good reason too. This is a piece from Pocket Salsa. Yes, man, that's that collab with Bootleg Toyco that we were talking about. This is just kind of like a raw piece, but dude, very, very sick, man. I love this. There's actually a Galaxy version of this available in the web shop right now. Check that out. Very,
And
very cool piece.
whoever ended up scooping up the full one on the wood block clock cutout with all the fucking resin pouring over. Ooh, I'm thinking it's gonna be somebody in the room, but maybe it's a Pocket Salsa fanboy from local. But damn, that
Do you
thing
remember?
was sick.
Do you remember the name of that piece? The one that you're talking about, the one that's still in the shop?
It wasn't Dreams. Let's see here.
It was Dead Hooker on the Highway.
Was it really?
Yeah, the one that's in the Lego mold.
No, that one is sick. I'm thinking of the one that was on like yeah, it looks almost like a clock, but it's not. It's on a big wood block, and there's actually like three of them on the outsides, one on the inside. Where are we sitting here? I want one of those so bad. Yeah, that was a good collab, man. The Bootleg Toyco and Pocket Salsa one. Where the hell is that? I know I've got Pocket Salsa here. I'm like a dummy, closed it after we opened up his drop earlier.
Oh,
Yeah. It got me wondering what the fuck that name was. Pocket Salsa, a reference to Pocket Sand. I've always wondered. It's a reference to him getting super drunk, I believe, and wanting to put salsa in his pocket for dipping chips.
yeah, I think that's what it was. Also, man, so here's the next giveaway too. And there's two of these, and good timing on this one. And dude, I don't know if I showed these before or not, but look at that right there, buddy. Bad guy, masked bad guy from Rainbow Kiss. Bam. This was in a drop a few drops ago. This one's called Sunrise. This one's called Booger. Just an all kind of yellowish greenish there. Very cool. Rainbow Kiss. Thank you again, Mikey, for these. Two other giveaways that we have. Bam. Nice ones. Bagged and tagged. Boom. This one actually we were going to give away on the Zimitco show, but he just started to give away his own stuff, so that's fine. So we do have a Zimitco piece still. We did give one of these ones away earlier in a previous episode, but bam, that's another one. Let's go through these, dude. These ones I think we did actually go through when we got them, but these are from Plastic Vomit. Bam, prototype. There's another prototype. There is a clear, icy clear Stormtrooper. There's an icy clear Han Solo. And then there's another trooper in kind of the teal and silver colorway. Dope. 5 more figures. Bam. Those will be going out. So 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We've shown 13 giveaway pieces so far. Something else we have. This will be a little extra for somebody. This is the Partini Pyres enamel pin and sticker from Titty Bean, and he included this in a box a little while ago, but what a dope little piece, dude. And you know why we love that one, man? Well, we love it for a lot of reasons, but drawn by Bootleg Sewer Mutant, dude. Like, holy smokes. You talk about a collab right there. BSW and Titty. Yowza. That's a special one. Love that, man. In the form of an enamel pin. Very cool. Another one that we have, this one is going to be kind of like a combo pack. This is another Barbarian Rage pack. So a couple comics there from Barbarian Rage. Red King Comics. You want to go check that out. That's Adam and his brother, Scott. The Cherry brothers that are that run that account there. And a pack of Barbarian Rage trading cards. Bam. Very nice. Barbarian Rage pack. Thank you again, Scott, for hooking us up with that one. Last but not least, man, we got this one in the mail recently. And oh, James Arson. Yeah, James Arson got the other Zimico piece. Right on. Very cool. Yeah. So this is the last one here. This is from the Porcelain Master, Recollection Toys. Did I show you this one yet? I don't think I did. Recollection Toys, man. Special.
Maybe when it was in the works, you might have shown me and been like, this is coming our way. But I can't remember now, man. That's insane.
Yeah. Good call. Worst villain ever. Red King live on Tuesdays. Now my time, I think West Coast times it comes on. I want to say like around noon. I think it's like an afternoon show. But yeah, if you're into comics or just into supporting Barbarian Rage or Red King Comics or his brother Adam or all of them, which you should be, check that out. Here is
also, really fast, sorry, because you pulled up the sticker there a moment ago. Suki designed the logo for
no way.
Maybe I'm thinking the Motu one. Suki, feel free to chime in and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm almost positive that he ended up doing their logo work.
That's dope. That is dope, man. I did not know that. Wow. Here is the piece from Recollection. Now he did he documented this one. And when he started documenting it, dude, I had no idea that this one was going to be for us. Star Wars fans are going to freaking love this one. But this is one that he was working on a while ago. And next thing you know, he's like, hey, I'm sending you guys something to give away. And this is what shows up. So just a little R2D2 guy. Somebody will have to help me on the name of this gentleman inside there. But if you guys saw, he was when he was making this, I had no clue that he was going to send this our way, man. But here we are. And it does have the little R2D2 helmet too, which is sick. All porcelain. Honestly, a little nervous about holding this thing because I don't want to drop it. But dude, what a dope piece, man. Yeah, very nice. Kenny Baker. There you go. Okay, Kenny Baker. That's who it is. Kenny Baker inside R2D2. Bam. So cool piece, man. Porcelain. This is, I mean, shit. Everything that we just saw, man, all 15-ish, 16 pieces are going out for free. So congrats ahead of time to whoever wins this one. I hope it's someone who loves Star Wars. Dude, yeah, plus, we'll be throwing out those. I've been putting those in everybody's packages lately. So those are cool. And that's it on the giveaways, man. That's what we got right now. So we're stocked up pretty good, man, but it's good to know that we're going to get that stuff out in the world for free and to kind of spread the love a little bit, man.
A lot of insane pieces in there. It's hard to yeah. I don't really know, man. It's hard to even really catch that. That's you guys are nice.
Yeah, exactly, dude. And I'm looking around at other stuff. I think I am pretty positive we're going to give away one of these too, because I think there was two of them. I think I have another one in a box, dude. And I just totally spaced on this one is the Uncle Matty Buddha, right? Those are cool. He sent a couple of those for free. I was like, oh shit, might as well give one of those away. Dude, the generosity, man, is just, it's crazy, right?
It's it's neat, man. It is very, very, very neat. Um, Humbling. Like the fact you guys just won't even like get these over here and give a fuck about what we're doing over here to get those back on out there. Like, uh, it's pretty wild, man. The fact there's stickers that you guys have done, like, because if you think about it too, it's almost kind of like they kind of clue in, like we don't know what the fuck we're doing, and they understand how to do this, and then they cover our bases where we're missing it, man. It's yeah, the generosity is stupid. I don't have words for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Be the giving out one of his brand mans.
Jez says turning your nerd cred card on the way out. Yeah, I agree, dude. I mean, when it comes to Star Wars, when I was a kid, dude, I watched the movies and collected just a handful of figures, just because that's what we could afford at the time. But that's as far as like the lore and the nuggets and the this and that about Star Wars, you got me, man. I'm not that guy that
I
knows all that stuff. I wish I did. I love the storyline. I will watch those movies any day of the week. And I know the majority of the characters and shit. When it comes to that stuff, these guys are, how the hell are you going to be smarter than Jazz Wizard and fucking Jimmy Folklore about Star Wars? Like, you're not.
I'll be honest too, man. I like it's weird how little I really do know about toys. Like especially commercial toy lines and stuff. Like don't get me wrong, like I had toys as a kid, but I sure as fuck at like 4 or 5 wasn't going, okay, Toy Biz has a bunch of the Marvel toys. You know what I mean? Like hell, man, a lot of times, like I'll be honest, it's like Yuckamuck will post something and your brain goes, wow, I haven't thought about that toy line in years. Or you'll stumble on another like Instagram page, just like vintage toy line stuff.
Mm.
But the reality is if you were to ask me at like 18, 19, oh, do you collect toys? I'd be like, no, I collect Kenner figures. But even then, like I really wasn't paying attention to like every Star Wars character's name. I wasn't paying attention to like every Marvel action hero's name and shit. Like a lot of these characters, a lot of these toys, the sculptors, the runs, the years, the dates, I really don't have any idea. But then what's funny is we do it all the time, man. Like, so what? We don't know a lot about all these commercial toys. We still know a fair amount about these toy lines. We have an idea, a reference point. But then all of a sudden you start mentioning random ass toys from like these dudes who maybe have like 400 followers. And we're like, oh, yeah, yeah, so and so did that. And oh, yeah, yeah, so and so ended up getting one of those. And so claimed one of those. Like, we for some reason will know who made what toy, when it dropped, what collectors maybe grabbed it, what influences were on there, what random kit bashes were on there. Like, we will get to the bottom of it. But when it comes to, unfortunately, a lot of like the more popularized toys, I'm up shit creek most of the time.
Yeah, agreed. And Sazmag, that's a great comment too. He says that Jason from Plastic Vomit Customs is really a Star Wars guy too, which I think that shows in his pieces for sure. Definitely passionate about Star Wars, but yeah, dude. I mean, I think and that's what I think is another thing that's really cool about this community is that even though we don't know about it, like we're gonna know about it because everybody else, there's other people in here that know about it and will say random stuff on here that we're just like, oh shit, I didn't know that. I think I do that several times every show where I'm like, ah, fuck, I didn't know that, and I'm the same way, dude. When it comes to the commercial line stuff, I really don't know shit. I really don't, little bits here and there. It's all stuff I've heard. Some stuff I've experienced, but the majority of the stuff, it's just knowledge that I hear from other people. And I'm like, wow, I didn't know that.
Right.
And Jimmy Folklore's a fucking encyclopedia, bro. That dude's off the hook.
There,
Um,
there have absolutely been times I've bought a piece that I had no idea was just a boot, was a bootleg, right? You think,
yeah,
oh, damn, this is a hot ass piece, but if you've never seen it in physical form ever anywhere in your life, seems like an OG.
yeah, yeah, absolutely, dude.
Oh,
Uh,
friggin' toys.
yeah, no kidding, man. So that porcelain piece, whew, what a beauty.
Gorgeous,
Uh,
man.
yeah,
I'm
and the pack,
trying, I dare you to forget the name Kenny Baker now.
I never will. I never will. And he did mention that the only reason that he knows Kenny Baker is because of the movie Time Bandits. And Time Bandits was also one that I wasn't super familiar with until Jazz asked me to snag him a figure at Decon last year, because whoever makes those was there. I can't quite remember who that was.
See, that's actually something that's kind of interesting about that figure coming together is the fact that the actors who played those characters have obviously been in other films. The films they've been in, therefore, the toy lines were replicating more their looks or their faces, which allowed him to get those toy line pieces to take the heads to then put them on the actors who would have been those characters. Well done, man. That was a great fucking
Well
piece.
done. Yeah.
You want to take a look at
Uh,
some tabs before we let get into the final gift card or final
yeah.
spin?
Absolutely, dude. I was looking at Jazzer. Says I saw Empire Strikes Back last night at the movie theater. Also, I haven't had sex in 3 years. Well, Plastic Meatball makes Time Bandits. There you go. That's the company I was thinking of. I always want to say Plastic Pizza, Plastic Meatball.
Plastic pizzas in your brain. Apparently, these aren't all gone. Maybe they
Ooh.
are all gone, but apparently they're not all gone. 9 available. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 have been claimed, so 3 left. Um, yeah, some Pamro tie pilots. These guys
Mm.
doesn't show sold out on the Snaggletooth either.
Okay, so yeah, dude, that's another one that we're talking about where you look at it and you look at the shipping and everything, and you're just like, huh, that's very odd, dude. So what's the price on that? 37, shipping
Including
included,
signed postage. So
from Czech Republic. From Czech Republic, dude. It's not coming from fucking Cleveland. You know what I mean? It's coming from halfway across the world, dude, and it's $37, shipping included.
I'm going to say something here that might affect how some people view crumbs going forward, but it is what it is. In my opinion, this is an example, and maybe I'm completely off base, but I'll be honest and say that I think Pamro pieces maybe used to be a little bit more expensive. I definitely had emphasis on had some Pamro pieces at one point. I have definitely vocalized my opinion on the quality of those figures when I got mine back in the day based on the price that they are. And I have always been blown away by how low they have been priced ever since then. And as much as it might really suck, sometimes I have to let somebody know, hey, I think this is ABC at the time. And we've even discussed a father, no pressure pot, right? A lot of factors coming into this. And this is going to be like 3 years. But if my saying anything about the figures I got at that time have affected how this artist now prices, and that's any reason why those are at that price, I would say, dude, you're good to price up at this point. 37 signed postage on those, you know. But the reality is that none of us want to talk about the pricing with people. None of us want to say to somebody when we feel kind of like, wow, this is what I got for paying X amount. Like, I don't feel good about this. None of us want to do that. But if you don't do it, collectors are going to get burned and they're not going to feel very good about their purchases. And slowly that maker is going to stop selling out things to people. And they're going to wonder why nobody's buying their work anymore. There's got to be some communication, like, unfortunately, right? And I don't know what that looks like. I don't know like what the mature, proper way of having those conversations with people are in general, because nobody wants to hear like you could do better. But I don't know, man. That's a great price for those pieces.
It really is, dude. And him and I had a conversation recently just about shipping. And I believe he said that he was shipping his packages from Czech Republic to the United States for $10. Now, typically what I get his pieces in, and I have a package that we'll look at next week. But typically it comes in a bubble mailer. and he ships it right away. You know, the thing that I've experienced over here is that at least with the United States Post Office, dude, it's like the small bubble mailer that you can also put in the same size, smallest box is now the same price. Like there's no difference. It's like 10 something odd dollars. But this is now we're talking to international now. And you're right, dude. There's no pressure pot. The work, I don't think I even purchased any of his work back at that time. Just because I always remember it being like around this price point. I don't remember it being like, oh man, that's a drop in that price. But
it probably used to be around 35-40 plus shipping, if I'm being honest. Like if I'm thinking back to my old Pamro pieces, I'm like, it's probably closer to about 35-40 plus shipping.
Yeah.
COVID times.
Yeah, dude. And you know, that's another one, really good variety. Really good glow, man. Like really, really outstanding glow. I love them. But just like the whole concept, right? We talk about people doing this in their spare time. You know, the dude has a pressure pot, or he does not have a pressure pot. So the weather really affects when he can and he can't cast. He's got a not newborn, but a very small child that also dictates when you do that. So you have somebody who's from the Czech Republic, like casting at 2 a.m. in their garage, and they're coming out with these pieces, and you're like, holy shit, dude, there's no pressure pot on that? Like, fuck, man, I've seen some work where people are like, it's nothing great because there's no pressure pot. But you look at this and I'm like, wow, dude, I'm blown away. There's no pressure pot using that because that's clean as shit. Fuck, Necro Hunter, that was a semi-original deal there too. That's another good one, man. So anyways.
I would even say personally too, like, I don't buy tons of holo figures. I don't have tons of holo figures that have survived. The reality is that I feel like certain hollow body figures are kind of meant to exist in their packaging. And the reasoning I have heard from people is, well, they're art, they're not toys. You're not supposed to play with it like a fucking child. So I just don't touch hollow bodies anymore. Because I understand apparently I'm a child with my toys. I'm not safe to play with hollow bodies. So I don't typically go to hollow bodies, but Pamro does typically do hollow bodies, right? And so that's going to be a different thing altogether, right? You can't really be like, it doesn't stand awesome. And it's kind of like, grab a fucking vintage Star Wars figure and let me know if it stands without its little stand awesome 30, 40 years later.
You know what, dude? I am thinking... I'm looking at my Pamro pieces, dude. It's so specifically the hollow body pieces. Are you talking about the Necro Hunter, or are you talking about just in general?
Oh, just in general, hollow bodies in general, typically.
So I don't think I have one hollow body piece from him unless the Necro Hunter is a hollow body, but that may be something that he changed. Where now I will say that no, I was going to say non-articulated, but that's not true, because the majority of the arms and legs are articulated. So yeah, I don't have any of his older work, man. Maybe that's something that he changed. Because I think all
Globa Fett's and his Mandalorians and his Chewies. Yeah. And
the
even the Chewie, I'll
have.
admit, I do feel kind of bad too, because even the Chewie, I didn't realize old vintage Chewies, most of them do have a short shot in one of the legs. So even that one, I felt like a bit of a dick when I got it, because I'm like, fuck this Chewie leg. And then we all know, right? Grab a vintage Chewie, try and find one that doesn't have fucked Chewie legs.
Good luck, dude, because that was Hert's first figure that he casted, and it came out with a short leg, and we were like, what the fuck, man? Yeah. So if you have any of his earlier pieces, I wish I had it in front of me, but I have a really cool purple Chewie from him. And it's back when, he just first started casting, and you can tell he had to add to the foot on that one. And it looks like he's got a little block foot a little bit. But
almost like an improperly healed broken foot, a club foot. There we go.
Club foot. There you go.
Club foot Chewie.
Dude, so Goblin Mob says that his Grimlores, no pressure pot. Wow, dude. That's impressive, man. Those are fucking awesome pieces.
The thing I always think about with no pressure pot is patience, man. That's probably going to be your biggest factor, right? Like picking the right resin with the proper pot life, with the proper cure time.
Oh, it's got to, man. And then we were saying like the weather, right? Like I'm sure
Oh,
the weather,
fuck
like
all.
humidity's probably fucking with that. And then you have a bubble pop up and you're just like, what the fuck, man?
Dude, to this day, Kerf lost something so simple when he mentioned, because he didn't realize his air compressor, his hose, he wasn't actually having it like sitting upraised where it could actually drip if it wanted to. It was sitting downward, and there was condensation forming in the hose. And so when he was using his air compressor to blow out any residue from his molds, he was accidentally misting parts of his mold and then getting bubbles in his casts. How the fuck do you figure that out? That there's water condensing in your hose.
And seeing that's something I would not even have thought of. I would never even have thought of that. It's crazy, man. It's really crazy how stuff gets figured out like that.
Right.
And then passed along. And now I bet people who hear that are like, man, maybe that's what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like maybe that's what's going on.
Might as well. You see these?
I did not. I love that. What is that?
Well, this is what I think I like about it. Not alone. These are the some Fat Dad's Toys ones, man. It's got like a half astronaut with the skeleton, with a base, with fucking Skull and Void cable going there. But that note alone, and I'm sure for others that might as well, but that note alone on the back was like, ooh.
Wow, dude.
Fat Dad's Toys is on the ball, dude. A lot of different collaborations. And like, I think this is a good idea. These pieces he ended up doing, I think you'll be able to customize those a lot, as we're already seeing.
Yeah, dude. And he does a ton of shows, man. Right?
Yeah, he's everywhere.
Yeah.
We were talking about bootleg toy coat earlier. Dude, this more horrific piece is sick as fuck.
Oh man.
The Mick Batman. And I don't know how much you're into Batman, but typically Batman has like a man bat. So that's kind of what I dig about this guy right here is it's basically your man bat that you would see in the graphic novels.
Right.
But dude, I almost feel bad saying it because I understand Bootleg Toyco probably has a bunch of pieces and things in their brain that they want to create. At the moment, I feel as though like they are killing it with basically just turning 2D ideas for people into 3D pieces that are just always coming out fucking insane, dude. His brain just works really well on doing it. And like even the collabs, Kachina doing the paint app on the Lens the Rat Boy one. Good stuff. What else we got going on here? Recollection Toys, funny enough. I was going to show off this piece, but we have discussed this piece quite a lot now.
Yeah, no kidding, dude. There it is.
What a gorgeous piece, man. That like this artist in general really does push it all the time because and I know we go to their page often, but it's one thing to want to make a bunch of your old childhood toys in porcelain. It's another when you start just pushing the medium constantly and doing shit like this, man. Nobody likes making fucking molds.
Right.
What are we talking about? And the process for making molds for these just seems like such a bitch, man.
Dude, and just exactly, dude. And just when you bring up that whole concept of action figures made out of porcelain, just kind of like the paradox of that, right? Like, well, I thought action figures were to play with, but you're obviously not going to play with something that's porcelain. It's like, fuck, dude. That term in itself, porcelain action figures, is intriguing. You know?
Does it smell like wet paint?
No.
Oh,
no.
Oh,
not at all.
Recollection Toys, his ears must have been burning. Man, we were marveling at that gorgeous piece that you ended up sending over, dude. That thing is insane.
Oh, yes. Recollection. Yeah, dude. Straight up, man. We just looked at this bad boy right here. Thank you again for that, man. It's an absolute beauty. Somebody is going to get lucky as hell to get this thing. We were just drooling over it, man. So maybe if you catch the replay, you can see us all gawk over that thing for a little while. But thank you, man. 100%. That's very much appreciated. We got some diehard Star Wars fans in here. So hopefully one of them wins it. But thank you again, man. That's freaking awesome. Dookie.
Good old Dookie. Just want to make sure to pop up this guy here, and I'm loading up the store with some more dark spellcasters. Around Father's Day. Dookie, man, also gotta say, dude, your pictures just keep getting better and better and better, homie. I know that a little while back we were talking and you were painstakingly like cropping them and stuff, and they're just looking really nice, man. So just wanted to make sure to point that out, dude. Solid. Battle Tribes, man. I don't know if anybody ended up catching in on this. This though, fuck off.
Mm.
I get tripped out by some of the Glio stuff that comes out, man. It kind of blows my mind what they're capable of.
Yeah, dude, that Glios world. I mean, so much going on, dude.
What else we going over here? Plagued Earth Productions.
Yes.
Dude's been getting a lot of vinyl in lately.
Lots of vinyl. Yeah. Really cool stuff.
Collab, False Idol Toyz collab.
Yeah, I love that one.
6-inch articulated. Beefy. See, and we've talked about this before too, man. Like when you're doing a Safubi, like why wouldn't you discuss with somebody what dimensions they're doing? Try and base it in a realm where like you can do collaborations like this. The fact that like that head sits so nicely on that part right there, it's like, well done, dudes.
That is sick.
Works out well. Nick Nightmare Studios. I think we're just getting beginning here.
Oh man, that's good.
Speaking of wings too, let's all admit that fucking newest Lab Monkey #9 cast.
Oh, the cicada.
Dude. I was looking at that earlier, like trying to make sense of exactly where he probably would have had to put. Why not?
So cool, man.
It's always tripping to me to think of like pieces that would probably take stupid patience to get into like all the creases just the way you want type deal.
Wow.
Gorgeous, man.
Dope.
Stupid.
Yeah,
Expo Toyz MX.
Have not seen this page.
No. And again, like kind of trippy when you consider just all the different variants on that same fig. What else are we rocking with here tonight? Both of these Galaxor. I'm gonna skip through the Galaxor. I think we've seen some Galaxor. Epoch, man, these have been going like crazy.
Sold out. Man. Nice. That's the vinyl, right?
Yeah, this is an example of a maker. I would say like 10-inch soft vinyl figures include 3 points of articulation. When we talk about how like they kind of increase their prices and they still consistently sell out, this is a maker I think of, man. Because
yeah,
there's
dude,
so much love in those.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, you can tell. And dude, we always talk about, I think we just talked about this the other day, or I was talking to somebody about this, about like getting paid for your time. And it almost never happens, dude. It's almost like you can't even figure that into the equation because people just don't understand or really, you know. Anyways, there's a lot of work there, is what I'm saying, dude. There's a lot of work there in all his pieces. There's a lot of work, man. The detail, the accessories, the little pieces like that. I mean, fuck, man. I mean, I have some pieces by him that have, there's countless pieces on them, dude. I think everybody's very impressed when Lab Monkey 9 has a piece that has, upwards of 10, 15 plus pieces. And Epoch, same way, dude. I mean, that thing's got a working light on it, bro. He had to run circuitry in that shit, and there's a button on the side, and that's a black light that comes on. Look at that shit. Not a lot of people doing that.
No, gorgeous pieces, man. Consistently too. Like,
yeah, dude.
Another level entirely. General Porpoise, if you guys haven't had a chance yet, he did restock up the store as well. And I know I've been eyeing through here quite a lot this week. Back to we were talking about it earlier, man. And you don't want to be that douche, but again, like 41 really isn't a lot for these figures.
Clean, man. clean, and I'll be a son of a bitch, bro. Like I have been in that store probably every day for the last week, and I'll put something in and take something out, put something in, take something out, and it's, dude, there's even more in there right now than I think the other day when I looked. Those are great, dude. Those slabs.
Dude, I didn't really think at first, like admittedly, I was looked at this probably like 2 or 3 times, and it wasn't until like the other day that it dawned on me the height comparison between the 3.75 figure that I was like, oh, those are some slabs.
Mm-hmm.
But and dude, the Skin Man Super Redo 41. It's like,
Oh,
excuse
man.
me, pardon me.
Dude, the fucking, yeah, the irradiated stuff. I mean, if you
Okay,
don't
wait a
have
minute
one of
though.
those,
I do have to
you
chuckle.
know,
Brett, man, this is the bane of my existence when this happens, homie. Cat life.
weren't we were talking about that recently with
So,
somebody, bro. I don't know how many times I've done that on a picture, and I'm just like, when we were talking about earlier today, like, oh, dude, I finally got it, like a good picture, dude. This is the one. And then you zoom in, and I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? And then it's just like trash. Oh my gosh, dudes.
but yeah, like again, in my opinion, like any of those ones at 41, like that's pretty wild for those, man.
Hey, so let's just clear something up real quick, right? So these prices that we're seeing on your screen, these are Canadian, right?
I believe so, yeah. The way that his
Yes.
site normally goes is it does Canadian. So yes, I'm looking
Yeah.
at
Okay.
Canadian. You guys would take, yeah, his site automatically. I think it even asks me when you first go on his home. It's like, do you want to shop in Canadian or US? And I'm pretty sure I've already selected Canadian, so that's why it knows.
Okay, cool. Because
Yeah,
I saw 81
yeah.
for a fig, and I'm just like, whoa,
No,
bro.
I'm so
Like,
sorry. So down here, yeah, there's like a drop down that allows you. So if I went to USD, right? Check out what's new. 30. For any of those ones, I was just saying 41, 30. Any of the $80, 60.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, sorry about that, guys.
no, all good, dude. I was just, that totally caught me off guard. I'm like 81. I'm like, I don't think I saw that one before. But dude, those ones, dude, check that out. 30 US, dude, for some of
Yeah.
those.
For any of the Morgos, like,
Oh my god, dude.
you know,
Those are great pieces, dude. For
beautiful.
30 bucks. Poof.
I thought it was jokes that they ended up calling this one Robotnik.
Yeah.
I thought that was really well done because it totally looks like fucking Robotnik, man.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Now, what is that figure? What is that from, though?
That's from that same toy line that your newest Healy made 15 piece was a part of.
Mm.
And yeah, it's like that, and I can't think of the name. It's eluding me, unfortunately, again. It's like that Italian space toy line. There's two series. The
Yes, yes, I know what you're talking about, dude. And now that you say that, Brett and I had talked about that, and he said that he had some of those. That's awesome. Yeah, Healy's was called Skyman, but you're right, it's from
yeah,
that same line. Yeah.
when General Porpoise was on, he ended up out of the blue being like, "Yeah, I'm gonna give one of these away."
Yeah. Right. Dude, look at that L. Oh my god, that was great.
Then I've got some unaffiliated here. Boom, little Bog Squad collab. I know a lot of people end up liking the Bog Squad
Mm.
pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm over to Snow Piece toy. Dude, check out this playset. That's a
Look at
nice
that.
little bundle.
It really is, dude. What the heck?
Missile Tyrannosaurus set, 8 pieces limited. Online sales live now. So this would have
Oh,
been at
that's
the
awesome,
beginning of the
dude.
week. Yeah, great drop, dude.
Oh, dude, a little display like that. Holy crap! Look at that thing, dude. The Voltron looking whatever that was.
We talk about this quite often. It's vinyl's a weird realm to me, man.
Wow.
Under Our Knives, they have a bunch of 5 point stuff that ended up coming back. So this is gonna be at this one off could be Monster Hamburglar. I believe a couple of these guys are actually sold. Never mind. But again, like a lot of these artists came back from 5 Points Fest and they've got new stock, man. Like that's kind of what happened with Porpoise there. That's what's
Yeah.
happening with Under Our Knives. They've got some stuff in their shop right now, updated from 5 Points Fest. Burial Boba, if anybody hasn't had a chance yet, I believe there's still some of these guys here.
Nice. Oh yeah, dude, those are super clear. Somebody had posted one of those today. Nice looking piece.
Fun
Yeah.
pieces, man. And the concept is there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Jazzwiz, man. Under Our Knives, clean paint apps, man. And actually, I'll be honest, very similar to that Pocket Salsa piece, but when I was asking him if he's gonna make more of these, this might be one of my top like 5 favorite pieces that come out this year. There's just something really cool about these, man. He ended up doing these for Clutter Magazine for a show, and he did say he's found an easier way to cast them in order to be able to do more of them in future. But this was a rad piece.
That is so good. You're right, dude. That's one of the doper ones I've seen.
Goblin Mob working on some friggin' new resin pulls. It was nice to see because that man, like literally, we just had him on the show and we was talking about he was going to dive into some resin, and boom, homie's already dropped out these fucking sick ass purple colorways.
Yeah, those are sick, dude.
I mean, pumpkin. Wow, purple. You brought up Titty Bean earlier. I want to show these guys off.
Yeah.
That's going to be that June Patreon. But typically, if we see something on the June Patreon or on a Patreon, you know we're going to see a slight adaptation of it because now we know we've got a bunch of Frankenstein heads that have been halved for the brains. Which I don't. From the Patreon, have you had?
Oh, I was just gonna say I like that name, Glassjaw.
Have you guys seen the Frank heads with the brains yet through the Patreon?
You know, that's a good question, dude. I'd have to go back through. I can't
Fair.
say yes or no on that.
These guys were clean too, man. Available now, Etsy link in bio. That's also it, right? Like we were talking about it earlier. He always has the Patreon loaded, but then at the same time keeps the store going.
Yeah, I was gonna say, fuck, dude, that's something I didn't even mention was the store. Oh, dude, he's got some beauties in there right now too.
Hell yeah, he does. Damn, I didn't realize there was a souped up witch doctor.
Dude, you know what? I have never looked at Etsy on a PC before. I've always looked at it on my phone, dude. This whole interface looks new to me. Oh, that's a good one, dude.
How does it even have some of these available? And these are all Canadian prices right now. Sorry, my Etsy's linked for that.
Oh, man. Oh, the Hera, dude. I have a clear one of those. Those are sick.
That was a good piece, man.
Yeah.
What drop was it that had them with the Salvador Dali backers?
Yes, that's the one that I have. Exactly.
Oh, fuck. Nice.
There was a Salvador Dali show.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah, dude. Those are great, man.
Fuck, I forgot what. Yeah. Fully loaded store, man. Glowman Dan, he actually ended up doing a collaboration recently with Dr. Plops. So I want to give a little shout out for that there. If you guys aren't familiar with Dr. Plops, go give some love. He actually does some casting typically for plastic pizza now.
Also, I wanted to mention something on Glowman Dan. He's got this new thing going, dude. This new Glow Strong, and we don't have to cover it in here, but that Glow Strong, that's cool, man. I dig that, what he's doing with that. Glow Strong, dude. I like that saying. So yeah, good job, man. I like that.
Spreading that good juju. Death and Strawberries we're talking about this week because Junk Fed, well, and also he's got the Space Madness coloring book, which was on his page, I believe, before I speak up. Junk Fed shop. There we go. Sold out. Dang. A couple of the Junk Fed postcards still available though. So if anybody's looking for some of the postcards, and I think the way we were talking about it was that it's a nice way, like for $3 you can grab one, all 6, 15. It's a good way if you haven't had a chance to be able to like maybe get some of this artist's work, or if it's something that's typically like, let's be honest, 300, 350 isn't necessarily something everybody in the scene is able to toss on a piece, but always sick if you can grab some pins, if you can grab some of those postcards. Nice way to be able to show some support and have some of that artist's work in the home. Zymat Co. drop tomorrow. Deputy Ape comes to town, clear the streets, high noon, Friday, Eastern. Also, a big pile of fallen angel apes. I may have heard through the grapevine that the Facebook page might have some of these fallen apes going into a giveaway as well. But damn, dude, 24 new pieces dropping Friday noon Eastern.
Brother, look how, oh my God. Glorious. Absolutely glorious, dude. I love everything there. Those deputy apes, dude. Jesus.
And that, dude, the new overpour fucking pig is wild.
Yeah.
When
God,
you consider the size of those quartz, it's like, shit.
Oh, man.
How big is that piece?
Massive.
Massive. And there's still actually quite a few of the clowns left as well.
Oh, Fletch says he's got a witch doctor with 3 faces on it. That's dope. Witch doctor, man, that might be one of my favorites that I have from him, dude, besides like an OG Frankenstalker or some shit like that, you know?
I always find it funny that the figure is witch doctor, and yet I think everybody kind of razzed him a little bit when he first dropped that figure, kind of being like, it's witch, WITCH. It's like, no, man, like that's the. Anyways, y'all missed the fucking comical bootleg troll there. It's witch doctor. But anyways,
which makes it even funnier, right? That like it was taken that way.
But yeah, man, still some of the clowns, a bunch of the asteroids. Also, like, I don't know why, like, if you guys aren't doing this already, when you're on Zimit's page, like, everything's so beautifully organized. Like, type in fucking clown if you want to see the new clown stuff.
Oh, dude,
in stock. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like, it's a fun store to shop in, dude. I would say that if you got the itch to buy something, dude, hop on over. I'll be blown away if you don't find something, whether it's a piece or a sticker or whatever it is, dude. Like him and Babadrock probably, I mean, as far as variety goes,
dude, even if you were to go to his page and catalog of all products, even if you literally just wanted to look at price low to high, availability, in stock. When we talk about like stores you can go to and load up on some dope shit, 7, 10, 10. Well, it's like 14. It's like, are you shitting me, dude? 15. Like,
those are dope, dude.
The list goes on.
Yeah.
These glyphs for 15. It's like, what the fuck, guys? Like, these little like pocket pals. Like, the amount of stuff available in here. This Joe Root. And you could probably go, I would say, at least 6 or 7 pages before you even start hitting that 35 mark.
Yeah, I was just looking at what page you were on. I'm just like, damn, dude, we're into like page 4 of under 15s, really. You know,
right? Like $20 pieces, just a fucking plethora of them, man. Literally all the way up to page 7. Oh, I fucking love these guys, by the way. If you guys all dive in there suddenly and clear them up, it looks like some kind of ape in a log, man. Anyways,
chaos ape.
But we're still not even at $30 pieces, and we're on page 7. And like, there you go. That's where we start getting to 30. Like this 3-headed ape hopper mini color dump, your choice of cosmic distractions, like.
Yeah, man.
And just such a fucking variety, dude.
That orange blue is sick.
Right?
And you know what's funny, dude? As much as I've been in this store, I don't think I've seen these.
There's so much. Yeah.
I think because I always shop newest to oldest is probably why. You know what I mean?
Well, see, and I'll admit, like almost every time I come in here.
Oh, hell yeah, pig.
That's how I'm going, because there's not a ton of makers that drop a shit ton of pig stuff.
Yeah.
So generally, I'm that's what I'm doing, and I'm going, oh, okay, neat, yeah, cool, sick. Browsing through, but Sonic was something for like everybody, dude. Like literally, I don't know, fucking. I put in the word jugglers. Jigglers, yeah. So it ended up thinking I wanted jigglers, and dude, like I don't.
They're like, we know what you meant.
But even then, like, look at all the pieces, man. These Monster Kings. Gorgeous. And yeah, anyways. We can go on
Yeah,
for
right,
hours.
dude. And those
We
last couple
do.
pieces, that you showed, dude, they're not small pieces either. Those are big chunky pieces, man.
Yeah. Cobra and I check out. Fuck you, Chris. Yeah.
Fucking Chris, where you at?
Man, oh
Fuck that guy.
man.
He's probably hanging out with Ralph, that other little bastard.
I feel like we might have looked at these last week, but you know what? I looked at this actually earlier today, and it made me think of an artist that I haven't looked at in a while. Been Busy, homie. When was the last time you had been to Been Busy's page? Because I know you and I have
It's
some of
been a
these,
while. Yeah. Oh yeah.
but I didn't know that he had new pieces out.
Gosh, dude, that's until you brought him up. I forgot about that, dude.
I had kind of unfortunately forgotten about him a little bit as well. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But then he popped up on the page.
Well, that's
Just
I like
dig
that.
through. Bum, bum, bum. But yeah, it was actually
Jeez.
through a collaboration with another maker that I ended up landing back on Been Busy's page.
Dude, did you see the wording on that last poster? That was 67 weeks ago.
I know. That's why it's kind of whack to me that it's like,
Wow.
so 3 days ago, they have a bunch of these, a collaboration with Been Busy.
Nice, dude. Well, that's cool. Looks like he's getting back into it a little bit.
Hopefully.
Mm. Yeah, that's cool.
Busy page. Naomi Naff. I know that you've got a couple Naomi Naff pieces. We've talked about Naomi Naff quite a few times. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, right. Dope, dude. Like I I would promote their stuff all day long, man. The pieces that I have are freaking wild. They're insane. They definitely have their own style to them. Always, dude, they're so good. And if you're not into that, just go to the store and just take a look at that. Dude, look at that. Like, start to break that down. Like that spider fucking look, that is nuts, dude. Look at that. That lower half, that's wild.
Yeah, like a
Shit.
centipede with spider hair.
That's nuts, man. Yeah, love that
Wow.
account.
I didn't realize that was as low as their follower account was still. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
There's many
Nice.
bad guys I didn't touch on. Did I bring up Luna? His father is in jail because he burned down a garage he was hired to tear down, and it caught other houses. Oh, fuck. If he lost in Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments, he'd go outside and bang his head on the bricks. Hell yeah. Simon Cole, man, I'm glad you guys don't still have the friggin' trading card thing. That sounds like
Oh my
hell on
god.
earth. Okay, this artist, Nero Morris, I have no idea how they're just operating and working so fast, man. They were teasing these as individuals, then dropped the full packs, 6 figures with Wall Ruin 51, Slam Pack 6 figures 46. So then we're doing a sick playset.
Wow.
And then, like, just this week, or well, I guess May 3rd, fuck me, the God Beast. And they got all these random little waves. Swamp Beetle, Neural, I'm not gonna try and say that word. But like, what? Sorry.
Now, why does it say the God Beast?
See, I don't think it's a God Beast piece. I think that's what they've decided to call this, but maybe it is a God
Okay,
Beast.
okay. Oh, okay.
Maybe the God Beast did do the sculpt on it, but I think that's just what they ended up naming the piece. The God Beast Woody
Gotcha.
Beetle. Anyone want to
Okay.
chime in? Feel free to chime on in if anybody knows differently.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, okay, so looking through his stories, Lion the God Beast, or Sentinel OS, Dr. Looser. So it must be part of his God Beast series.
Huh. Yeah, interesting, man.
Earth to Kentucky. Want to show them off, of course. We ended up talking about their pizza party coming up. That's going to be June 30th. Sneaking up fast, man.
It sure
Double
is.
Casket Toyz doing a drop tomorrow.
Dope one.
Yeah, man. A Friday drop. That's a weird little fucking piece, eh?
Yeah, they had that last piece that they had, dude. Those things sold out like very, very quickly. Not that one. I'm sorry, it was the one before that. You were just looking at it.
These,
Yeah.
the squids,
Yeah.
man. Yeah,
Gonzo.
that's a good piece.
Yeah. Sick, man. Look, it reminds me
Nice.
of Motley Creations.
Weird human stench. Minty Mint bootlegs, dude. I'm sure you saw this one here today, the
Yeah.
Hordak one.
Hell yeah.
What do you think of his adaptation of that Hordak figure?
Well, that to me looks like a Hordak Classics figure. So it's a little bit, it has that almost like Masters of the Universe did like a 2000 series where it was almost like a futuristic kind of spacey look. That's what that reminds me of. I do like the Hordak figure in the vintage style, but that's a dope one, man. I mean, I don't collect a whole lot of figures with that articulation at the waist chest area where it looks like it can bend forward.
Yeah.
I don't have it, and that's what leads me to believe it's in that classic series, because that's how those ones are articulated. But that one right there, I love that one right there. Very nice. Really nice cape on that too. The vintage one, the cape. For those people who know, like the cape is always an issue on that vintage one because of the way the little tabs, the tabs are shaped like arrows, and they just kind of sit in the back of there's little slots that go in the back of the figure, and those little tabs always get ripped off. So if you come across an original one with tabs on the cape, you're definitely going to pay more for that if it's original, because they're very, very finicky things. That's dope, dude. I love that. That clear red, sick.
Just really quickly, talking to the chat there, I thought that Ralph was the one that would take stuff from Walmart and bring it in. But maybe it was fucking Ralph, man.
Fucking Ralph.
Sass Max, homie.
Yeah.
Still in the room with us here tonight. I think he's grabbed the whole line now. So if anybody's into like those like the old school kaiju finger puppets, Sathmas might be your place to go to try and get full runs of stuff. Shit, dude, that glow. Like this little crab guy.
That's dope, dude. I like that one. Yeah. Oh, I like that little Mecha Godzilla type thing that they had. That was sick.
Mecha Godzilla.
Or the yeah, right there. What is that? Nice.
Fucking
yeah,
Walmart,
the patina finish. I like that. Fucking Walmart. Yeah, he was the
Ooh. Sasmax, man, you have a couple ones that are really fucking fun that aren't in that line as well. Like this guy is fun as hell.
Dude,
And you're
look
Yoshi.
at that. That pour on that one was nuts.
Yeah, dude, honestly, like there's some pour molds that are just dope as hell. Getting close here. Rec Shop resin. It's a tough one, man. It'll be dope if we end up seeing this figure come out, but it's tough. And also, I wonder sometimes if they drop their figures on a different place, because like we see full runs of things. Like you don't cast up this many of those fucking tentacles and this many of those heads and never drop them somewhere. Where'd that figure?
Agreed, dude. Agreed, man. That's a dope look, man. I love that. I remember that's actually the first thing that I saw them do and was like, whoa, what the hell is that? Yeah,
that's just it. And then and then the pile-ups. And again, so it's like, well, where did these drop?
Yeah.
Like, you don't like.
That's a good one.
And so it makes me wonder with this figure here, like, okay, yeah, you're right. You're probably just making that many guns for the toys you already got. It's like, no, you're doing something. What are you doing over there, Rec Shop Resin?
Yeah, what are you doing? Seriously.
I need answers. I have a whole folder of pictures of Laverne on my phone. Even the fact his name is Laverne. Zymaco, man, I think you need to write a book. We would have missed these because these are from 2009, 2010, but damn, do I ever wish we would have seen these, man. Solar worms. But Novelties by Stex has quite a few stuff. And actually, if you're looking for stuff to under that 30, another great place to look, man. They've got all these little friggin' Thetis Lake Monster 961 Canadian, 961 Canadian, another 961 Canadian. Even the 4805 Canadians might be close to your guys. 4119 Canadian, Brilliant Franken Mutants 2746. Like, but dude, any of these little mini guys, the Cryptid of North America, number 10, 19, number 20,
That's cool.
They're all like $10.
Oh, wow.
Reminds me, like, admittedly, a lot of this stuff does remind me of Mothman. Like, Mothman does have a Flatwoods monster. Mothman does have a Loveland Frogman. Very cryptid stuff.
Yeah. Nice pricing there, dude. Holy smokes.
Insane pricing. And dude, I love this piece. I don't know how I haven't grabbed like a couple of these yet. They're fucking hand sculpted version of that I Married a Creature from Outer Space. But of course, we all know that is basically been taken by Diner as the Tree Trunk Monster, which looks like Swamp Thing. So it's like,
right.
And then that's the Swamp Thing Returns cover of Swamp Thing carrying the damsel in distress, which is a pretty typical iconic image. Spirit Ditch Toy Co. Rocking this wicked puppet. So damn, available on their upcoming Chat Pile Band tour. But if anybody is familiar with the band and wants actually one of those pieces, I would imagine if you reach out, they'd probably be more than happy to get one in your hands. Bone. LRH Bootlegs. Rocking a bunch of the He-Tubbies. For any of you who are Teletubby fans that need one in a 5.5, now is your opportunity.
Haven't seen those.
James Arson.
There you go.
By his nephew, but also he ended up updating the shop recently. I know we were talking about these actually recently too. The Robo Mutant. But he was hitting me up after the show last week. Ended up restocking the store with a couple of the Mucus figures and also more of the Nucor figures. Boom. Slime Psycho. That Chainsaw Talks is sick.
No, hell yeah.
Astroplastics. So if anybody was actually paying attention to the Astroplastics line, there was a little moment there. They were taking a quick little hiatus, but they actually have a giveaway going on right now as well for 500 followers. So if you're not familiar with Astroplastics, if you somehow have missed B to the J grabbing all the ones that E2K has, hit up Astroplastics.
Yeah, they just had a drop recently too of some new, a bunch of new figs, and a lot of them are priced really nice. Lots of one of ones. So check those out, man. Pride of the great state of Kentucky.
Kentucky represent.
Yeah. Oh man, they're selling out a lot. Nice. Yeah, nice.
5? Are you fucking kidding me? How? Or is that just what it naturally does when it goes out of stock? Because
no. So yes, dude, I'm glad you saw that because that was part of the 500 follower drop. There was a post and they said, hey, I got 5 figures out there. There's 5 of each and they're $5 a piece, dude. By the time I saw it, I got in there and the majority of them were gone. I got one of them. But dude, yeah, it was legit $5.
Dr. Crusher Playmates. I get it to Playmates $2.
Yeah, see, no, that one.
I think it's a real Playmates figure.
I think it is too. Because there is some of that mixed in there.
But even so, anybody needs that fig while you're doing your order.
Yeah.
Astro Pump. But yeah, dude. And Tongue Lasher, $3.
That's funny. That Cyclone 5.5 right there, glued legs, $2. That figure, bro, is notorious. Like the legs on those figures are hard to pose anyways. That one is just, they're so ridiculously stupid loose. There's no, like, hardly any way you can pose that fucking thing. So the fact that they glued them, kind of respect that.
There. Kilo Flow, good to see you in, dudes. This other one actually, they've been busting out some work recently. They've got their first toy looking piece coming up. I'll have to pull up in a second here.
Yeah.
it'll make more sense if I show the tab rather than me babbling half-assed.
For sure.
Bunch of the low tier toys, man. This is
Nice.
an artist that keeps getting better and better as well, I would say. From Singapore. Oof. 8, 11, 7. Even these guys, man, no one of those sold out.
No, is that Canadian?
I'm gonna assume this is going with American. This is
Okay, I was gonna say
Toyz.
either way, it's cheap as shit. But I was gonna say if
Yeah.
that's Canadian and it's even cheaper than that, that's crazy.
That'd be pretty fucking wild.
Yeah.
Low Tech Studios, I
Low-Tech.
feel like I've been talking about a lot this last little bit, but it's because it's got these guys all going up as well. These are going to go into the copper bath somewhere in the States, praying all engineering is right. We don't have to redo anything. Shout out to Ceci Osamaru, who has been a huge help in getting us right with our Safubi wax work. So he's already going to be busting out some Safubi pieces, man.
Dope.
Yak Trading Co. We were looking at their store earlier tonight. They've got that 10-inch vinyl available for $20. Night Zamaco, thanks for hanging out, man. I want to take a quick peek at these guys here. This was actually brought to my attention by Stormico.
Oh, they're dope.
Yeah, man. The Rockin' Robin resin, actually, if you follow their Facebook page, anybody who's still rocking that Facebook life, they've got a lot more work showing on there. But you know how we do over on IG.
That's funny, man. I have a piece of that.
One of the guns.
Yeah,
Uzi?
it's larger. It's larger. It's almost like life size. Actually, you know what, dude? Yeah, no, the one that I have is a little bit different. It's larger, but it has a bunch of flowers in it. Which
Oh,
I
fuck
thought
yeah.
yeah, I thought was cool.
Well, I know like that designer toy too, like that Uzi one does really popular.
Yeah. Ooh, look at that. There it is.
That's gonna be sick, man. So nice little combination there from fucking Uncle Spank. Gonna be making some hot sauce. As I was mentioning before, if you want Uncle Spank dinosaurs, that's how. That's how you gotta do it right there.
That's how you gotta do it.
And Recollection Toys apparently is where I was gonna cap us off for the evening. But we were at Recollection Toys earlier because we were creaming all over that.
Bring up that Kilo Flow account.
I totally can do that. Thanks for reminding me.
Boom.
Because yeah, they're gonna be dropping their. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Fat Bat resin prototype.
Yeah, dude. Now, was that a collaboration with somebody?
I don't think so.
I
Very
love
first
that,
Kilo figure. Yeah.
Fat Bat. Yes.
The reality is, I mean, let's be honest, man. Like, if you live with somebody who makes molds, I'm sure they're not going to let you just fucking go up shit creek without helping a little bit or giving a couple pointers on like, hey, if you're making your mold, maybe do this, or like pouring or mixing a resin, like, hey, maybe do this. But like, they've done this. It's not as though they're like oblivious
that's beautiful.
to the ability of casting stuff, right? Like,
yeah, dude, that's beautiful right there. God dang it, man! If I could get my freaking hands on one of those.
Wasn't it Pocket Salsa that ended up grabbing that one? Or has
I
one
don't know,
of
man.
these?
That's freaking awesome though, man. You know, the thing, so Kilo Flow, dude, there was a piece that do you remember the creature that they did a collab with Drew on that came in the coffin? The one the one that I have actually it's right here, dude. No, let's check this out real quick, man. This thing actually had like real little bones in there. That thing was sick, dude. Sick. I love that one. Figure does come out, of course. Really cool fig, but the presentation and the stuff in there is dope. So yeah, dude, that Fat Bat. Looking forward to that, man. What was the scale on that? I don't think I saw.
Good question. I'll pull up in a second here. And Kilo Flow, like I hope you don't think that I'm taking a dig and saying that like I'm not even thinking that he like helped you make the mold. I'm just saying that like if you had questions on making a mold, it would almost be like a dick move to just be like, figure it out. I had to. You know what I mean?
Dude, how about that comment right there? She did this one while they were pregnant and couldn't pour resin.
There you go.
Yes. That makes sense.
Yep.
That's
an
dope.
Opportunity to do some kit bashing and sculpting. Like a lot going on here. Kit bash. Beautiful pour. I don't know if you end up doing the pour or if yeah. I don't know if you did the pour on that, man, but I'm loving the color. Very sick on that pearlescent purple. Solid
Yeah,
work.
he said Pockets also said he has the one that's clear with the light up base. That's fucking amazing, bro. That's a beautiful piece. Shout out to Kilo Flow for making that, dude. That's incredible. But yeah, Fat Bet, man. I imagine that's gonna come in a whole bunch of different flavors. Dope, dude. I liked it. Did you see the accessory with it? The little bottle? That was dope.
It was dope. Also, like Drew's a sexy beast, man. Obviously, but like, damn. Anyways.
Nice.
Oh, damn it.
Cool.
I'm doing that thing again. Sorry. I forgot I wasn't share screening. I was looking at the page and there was a bunch of really sexy pictures of Drew up there. That's why I was.
Kilo Flow, man. Give that account a follow. Looks like there's some rad stuff. I love the feel of that page, dude. It's got a very have you seen any of those shows where they go into like an oddities shop and it looks like a little bit kind of old-timey? I don't know how to really explain that.
The aesthetic is very spot
yeah,
on.
the aesthetic. Yeah, it's got a really good feel page, man. I like that.
I wouldn't even necessarily like. I get what you're saying. It's got like the oddities anomaly, like an anomaly shop type vibe, but it's not as like. Let's be honest. Some of that vibe is a little bit too stinky goth girl. You know, you can almost smell that like unwashed armpit. In my opinion, this is a little bit more like classed up than that.
Yeah, for sure, man.
This is way more like,
dude, that first display that you showed that looked like it was at a show or something, that was fucking phenomenal, dude. Wow.
Yeah, solid pieces. I think actually Pocket's got this guy here as well. Yeah.
Dude, there's just some rad shit on that page.
Kudos to you guys though. I will be totally honest. I'm not big on touching bones. Kudos to you guys. Jazz will have a heyday with that, but even when you mentioned the real bones and see, clean goth girl. See,
yeah, that's a great description of that, right? Clean goth girl. Like, I'll buy that. I mean, that puts an image in my head, but of what that page would be, right? It's goth, but it's like a cleaned up goth, man. It's sick, dude.
It's really cool shit. It's new agey.
Yeah.
We're gonna get canceled regardless.
I know. Someone's gonna take something the wrong way. Pockets also sent me a huge box of bones. I remember that as well. I think they posted something like that, or maybe Drew had posted something about collecting bones. But yeah, dude. Jazz is big on touching boners. Also cool. So yeah, dude, awesome, man. Hey, one thing that good catch, yuck, dude. Jimmy Folklore came out with a new drop, and I don't know if that drop was today or if that drop is tomorrow. But Jimmy Folklore came out with, I believe, wave 2 of his Worcester pieces.
Okay. Yeah, you know, we missed a couple things because also I meant to pull up Yuckamuck's page.
Oh, that's right. We talked about it earlier, right? Yeah.
So for Jimmy Folklore, Old Yellow, 8 of 12 available now.
And blue, the blue one and indigo, those were giveaways right here on this very show. Yeah. Now, speaking of Star Wars, these things are apparently filled with nuggets about Star Wars, and anything from the coloring to the lettering to different little things on there, most of which I have no idea about. But
oh, and Kilo, dude, it's nothing about I trust Clean the Bones with peroxide. Definitely helps them look a little bit whiter as well. I promise it has nothing to do with me doubting your cleanliness of bones. It's just me being a fucking weirdo and being weirded out by bones. It's nothing to do with anybody's art with bones or anything like that. I'm just a fucking loser.
Did you ever take apart owl pellets like in school or anything like that? Did you guys ever do that?
Hell no. And probably from the time like I heard that you dissect animals in high school science, I was dreading taking any of the high school sciences.
Yeah, man. Owl pellets are actually really interesting, dude, because they almost always have mice bones in there.
Yeah, it's all
Um,
the pieces they can't digest of the animals that their belly turns into like this weird ball. There's a name for it, and they regurgitate it, and
hmm,
it's all those scrap pieces like bones and pieces of fur and shit. Their bellies just can't.
yeah,
Yeah, gross, man.
yeah.
Um, Wanted to give Jimmy Folklore a big shout out though. I think he did a great job on these guys here. Looks like C and E are still available unless it's been updated. But these are part of that Broids series. Um, Also run over to Yuckamuck because Yuckamuck's got a drop happening tomorrow. Owl pellets was owl puke and dissect to get rodent bones. God damn it, guys. New Fig Friday. I don't know what this is. It reminds me of some kind of like Safubi Egyptian barrow toy, but it's new thing. So I'm not sure what new thing is, but it's gonna look dope. Also, Folklorian, man. These were very boggy looking. You crush the bogging look,
Mm.
especially any of the ones with the additional bogging, like these guys. I don't know if you casted a bunch of artificial flocking or artificial moss, but that came out really sick.
That's dope, man. Yuckamuck, what time is your drop tomorrow? Please, if you're releasing that information, I would appreciate that. Unless it's a secret, then keep it a secret, and I'll just keep checking back with you.
And how tall are these baddies? What am I, like 4 inches? Fuck, those look fun, man.
Dude, I missed the little gun in the right hand, it looks like, right? Or is that on his hip?
Mm,
That's on their hip, maybe. Or maybe that's just a
yeah.
hand. It's a
And
hand,
on
dude, and it's the leg. It's just the reflection of that one. Are those glowing right
no,
now?
yeah, and I think you're right. I think it's the left hand is reaching for a pistol. The right hand
Yeah.
is resting on the leg with something above
Right.
it, and the left hand, I think, is holding some kind of like a weapon of sorts.
Hmm. Nice.
Trips. And while we're thinking of homies that have pieces, maybe post on it. The 3.75 of the Sporzoid. You guys haven't been over to Nim's page yet. Check out that Sporzoid 3.75 figure. Have we missed any of our homies? Have we missed any of the dudes?
Dude, that's a lot, bro. We covered a lot of ground
A
tonight.
lot of tabs.
Yeah. Pretty sure I made the comment to people before the show that it'll probably be a shorter show because there's no
Oh,
guest tonight and I don't have a lot to open. And here we
sorry.
are, three
Sorry.
hours and 37 minutes late.
Sorry.
No, all good, dude. I mean, that was a lot of, dude. I have a page full of my own notes of people
Mm.
that I need to pay a visit to. So, yeah, nice.
I just feel like last week we missed the tabs as well.
You're right. We did, dude. It was we cut it short big time.
Those are 8-inch yuck. Oh, they're small, 2 inches or so. There we go.
Okay.
8-ish. 8-ish PM. They're small. See, and I wondered that as well. When I said 4 inch, I was like, or are they miniatures? Oh, are they snailians?
Hmm.
I'm wondering
Oh,
now if they're gonna
8 p.m. ish. I see. I see. I see. Okay. Okay.
I wonder if they're gonna be friggin' armored up snailians now. Glow in the
Hmm.
dark?
That would be dope.
I'm not familiar with that miniature. I'm curious to see what the heck it is. I'm sure
Yeah.
we should know what it is, but well, seeing as it's been 3 hours and 38 minutes, should we
Yeah.
spin for the final giveaway of the night, that Dark
Oh
Rainbow
fuck.
Toys?
Yes, I
Yeah,
forgot about
sorry,
that.
dog.
Oh, good.
Per Toys, man. If B's supposed to be heading over your way, I'm so sorry to keep him hostage so long.
Tomorrow's short day at work. Big shout out to my boy Ray in the warehouse at the shop tomorrow, man. He is living his dream, dude. I'm so proud of that dude. He is bouncing out of California and heading for Montana, starting his own business. So proud of that dude, man. He's been talking about this for years and he's fucking finally doing it. Tomorrow we got a great send-off for him. On the way home, I will be going to Hurt Toys house. That was the whole point of that story.
I love it. Yuck ended up giving affirmation. I believe it was actually folklore. Yeah, Jimmy Folklore was right there. That figure we were looking at is the Ajax astronaut. VTG Ajax astronaut or Archer Ajax. Neat figure. I would say go and look at some of these later. The toy looks fucking rad as hell. 1950. Woo. Yeah, good grab, Yuck, man. That's a fun figure and very relevant. Like, dude, okay, you know what? Really reminiscent of Healy's drop recently. So sick, man. I like that little tie-in almost. Marks with horn. Ooh, it's a Marks figure. Maybe? Who knows? I'm gonna be looking into this later.
Kilo Flow, yeah, absolutely. Kilo Flow says, thanks for welcoming me with open arms and showcasing my first toy with the rest of the page. Just from you being in that environment with somebody like Drew, who kills it every time. Excited that you're here. Excited to see that piece. You know, you're not super new to us because I think we've seen you around before, but yeah, it's excited about that. Looks like a great piece for your first piece. Holy shit. You know what I mean? Nice.
Game four, man. Beautiful color choicing. It'll be fun.
Yeah. Oh.
Anything else you got over there?
What's that?
Oh, we have a giveaway. I'm a freaking moron.
You're like anything else? I'm like, besides the wheel, or?
It's 12:40 here. No.
I get it, bro. I get it, man. I get it.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. All right, guys. I think the last name that I ended up catching would probably be Kilo Flow. I don't think I added on. So that's probably where I think we left off on adding. Prior to that would be Recollection Toys, Jeremy Hatch, E2K Crew, Northwest Atheist, Pocket Salsa, Crashman 27, and Sass Mask Toy. Those are the last ones I've plopped on here. If you have not seen your name on the wheel here tonight, please chime in. This is going to be for that dark rainbow green figure. What's the name on that one, man? I'm an idiot. Sorry.
This one. God, dude, it's in Japanese.
Good.
I'm just a little off of my somebody
looks like one of the Shogun Warrior Super 7 figures.
Yes, and there was a name. Dang it, man. That was my bad.
We suck at this. One day.
Prepared. It's like it's our first show, right?
Feels that way most weeks. All right, nobody's chiming in saying they're not on here, so I'm going to give that wheel a spin and let you all get on with your lives for the evening.
Garada K7, Garada. Garada K7 is what this is. Boom.
Boom. Heading on off to Bliss Receptor.
Sometimes it just works out, dude.
Sometimes it just works out, dude. You got a box going that way?
Yes, I do. And that's the thing. He's over in England. And so that's what I'm saying. It works out, man. I will. And actually that box is sitting there ready to go out. I will cut that back open and slide that bad boy in there. And there we go. But Bliss Receptor is also a very big 3.75 collector. He usually doesn't collect anything over 3.75. And I believe he has dark rainbow pieces. As a matter of fact, I know he does because we both snagged something from his last drop. So congrats, Bliss. Right on, dude. Hey, you remember that little cockroach piece that we saw that had the light in it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just remember that and remember the name Bliss Receptor. Just remember that. I'm just saying, we'll get there. We'll get there one day down the road and you'll see that and you'll be like, oh, fuck. And I'll be like, hey, remember when I told you, remember Bliss Receptor? Boom. It's special. It's very special. Anyways. That's it, man.
That's it, man. Okay. Dark Rainbow, man. Thank you again for that solid as hell donation. All of you dudes, thank you very much for freaking hanging out with us here this evening for a very long one. It's funny, you even mentioned it was going to be potentially a short one. Even King Dingus last night was like, do you guys have any guests tomorrow? I was like, no. She was like, oh, you'll probably have a short episode then. thinking you won't be up until 1 a.m.
Yeah, no, that's when we'd like to really go in and really go long.
Well, you know, I mean, between depression era fucking conversations and government issued cheese, I think we really stayed on focus tonight to just drive it into 2 hours.
Yeah, yeah. Dark Rainbow, yes, I do have in that drop. I did pick up a pink and a green in the drop. I think I may have just picked up a pink, man. I don't know. I'll get back to you on that. I can't remember.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, great episode, dude. You had a lot of tabs up there, man. I know that is not easy work to sift through stuff and save it and save it and save it, even though that process is a little bit easy. It takes a lot of time and a lot of digging, dude. And I'll be honest, I think I contributed maybe one of those tabs tonight. So thank you for doing that.
No, dude, honestly, what I'm liking is more and more and more I'm finding that as we're chatting, the tabs become necessary, like they almost are useful, right? Like I feel like back in the day, we'd almost get to the end of the show and it'd be like, okay, 3 and 3. Nowadays, it's like there's sometimes we're talking about the homies' work, we're talking about a drop coming up, and it's like, oh fuck it, let's just pull it up. The tab's there anyways. Like it's already sitting there open. Why not take a look?
Yeah.
And then
Absolutely,
a couple times
dude.
tonight, I just looked at it and thought you guys were, but no. Bubba Drock's new drop is temp reactive. Oh yeah, temperature reactive. Shit.
Mm.
Why did you got 2?
Oh wow, nice.
All right,
If
man.
I got 2, I'm gonna be pissed. You mean a pink and a green? I think they were different, so they're not identical. But I feel you. You have every right to be pissed, Jazz. I get that.
It just happens that way sometimes. You know what? O'Keefe even said it the one day, and I would have to kind of agree because he even said he was like, we were talking about when people grab multiples of a very limited run of something, and he was like, you never know when somebody's grabbing something for somebody else. And I would say that, you know
Agreed.
what? That's pretty true. So sometimes just keep your mouth fucking shut and trust that the people that are in our scene that we're friends with aren't shady, weird fuckers.
Yeah, no, I agree, dude. And buying 2 of the identical thing, that seems a little bit, but like you said, dude, you know what I mean? I've done it before, and it's usually with like Healy pieces or something like that. One's for me, one's for somebody else, you know, one's for a giveaway, one's for myself. So I'm just joshing you. Wow, I haven't heard that term in a long time. Good one, man. Joshing you.
You know what? Bootleg Swimming is somebody that I think I've even said it. I feel at the time, maybe not everybody understood how, like, it didn't click with everybody, maybe necessarily. I ended up grabbing a lot of them. We always all kind of feel kind of guilty when you find out somebody else doesn't have a piece and you've got multiples. And I feel as though, if anything, I was just like a temporary home for a lot of the bootleg Swimming pieces. It's one of those things where it feels good. There's a couple of people now that I know will really appreciate them that I've been able to go, hey, you know what? He doesn't make them anymore. He doesn't sell them anymore, but I've got a couple. Here you go. So sometimes that's how it works, man. The toy finds its home.
Agreed. Plastic Vomit Customs next week. Going to be a great interview. Jason and Nicole coming on. That'll be a fun one. If you guys haven't seen their work, get over there and check it out. Plastic Vomit Customs. That'll be a good one, man. That'll be fun.
That'll be a good one. That'll be fun. Throwing that Derek in the box, going to Brian with that Baba tea. I'm sure we'll find the way. Well, cocksuckers.
I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I picked up 4 of those Derricks while we were doing this show right now. At $15 a piece, and they're in stock, you got to be out of your freaking mind if you're not buying those. Topher Toy painted a couple of those, and they flew out like that. And I was like, fuck, man, I'm never going to have one of those. $15 a piece. Get the hell out of town, man. All day, buddy.
You know what? I was talking about that piece the other day with King Dingus. It is definitely one of those pieces. I think if you first looked at it, you might see it and go, like, what's so special about that sculpt, or what's so neat about that sculpt? But then take in the work to get it that smooth. Like, just getting it, just repeatedly going over those areas with like an alcohol rub or something and just smoothing it out and stuff. And then also being so committed to that piece that you pay to get it made into a steel mold for Safubi.
Right. Yeah. I don't even collect vinyl, and I like it.
Like I said earlier, I don't collect vinyl, I just buy it.
That's all it is, man. That's really all it is.
Well, that's always a blast, man. We'll call
Always
it
a
there.
blast, dude. Always a blast, man.
Another
Thank you again.
4-hour episode of Toys, nonsense, and bullshit.
Here's one thing that I'm going to say real quick. We'll close with this, and I'll repeat it next week because there's like half as many people watching right now, and I totally get that. I don't know if you've seen, dude. We recently amassed the 15,000 view point for Toys Alive episodes on YouTube. We are at, prior to this episode, we are at 15,236. That's a lot of views. That's a lot of views, man. 15K plus. Dig it.
Thank you very much, guys, for not only hanging out every freaking week, but also fucking sharing it, man. I think you guys are like, the amount of times you guys end up sharing it in the stories and shit like that means a lot. I really appreciate that. I really like hanging out with you guys on Thursdays.
Absolutely. Best day of the week, man.
Best fucking day of the week.
Yeah.
Have a lovely evening, guys. Everybody trying to be safe out there.